자, 오늘 해볼 게임은 슬레이 더 프린세스 한번 해보도록 하겠습니다. 공주를 죽여야 되는 게임이고요. 엔딩이 여러가지 있다고 하니까 한번 여러가지 한번 봐보죠. 가보장. 챕터 1 공주와 영웅. 이명웅인가 보네.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that
글 나오면 안
path
읽죠.
is a cabin, and in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
공주? 지하실? 아이고. 다음이 뭐야?
You're here to slay her.
제 역할은 공주를 죽이는
It
것입니다.
will be the end of the world.
공주를 죽이지 않는다면 세상은 멸망할 것입니다. 아, 뭐야. 멸망. 그게 무슨 소리지? 이거를 여기 떠버리면은 채팅을 여기로 옮겨야겠는걸? 잠시만요. 왼쪽으로 옮겨야겠는걸? 인정하시죠? 멸망. 그게 무슨 소리지? 애초에 공주를 가둬놨기 때문에 공주가 세상을 끝장내려 하는 거 아니야? 아무리 그래도 공주를 죽이다니 너무 심하지 않아? 내가 세상을 끝난다고 해도 신경 쓰지 않을 거라서 가능성 생각 안 해봤어. 이 일에 보상 같은 거 없어? 아, 뭐야. 좋아서 군주의 목을 치러 가볼까? 혁명 만세! 성공하면 혁명이고, 실패하면 몰라.
That's the spirit.
바로 혁명 가자.
You make your
즉시
way up the
공주의
short
봄.
path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
네,
A warning before you go any further.
뭐
She will lie, she will cheat, she
거짓말과
will do
속임수,
everything in her power to
모든
stop you
수법을
from
쓴다고?
slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
아, 네.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess.
무슨
We're
소리야?
supposed to
죽여야 하는
save
공개지.
princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
공주님을 석방하라! 오두막에 바로 들어가죠.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine
먼지가
layer
켜켜이
of
쌓여있습니다.
dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table.
날카로운
Perched on
단검.
that table is a pristine blade. The blade.
아이고. 단검은 당신의 무기입니다. 이를 제대로 마무리하려면 필요할 겁니다. 당연히 가져가야지.
You take the blade from the table.
서울에 봄 찍을 거면.
It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. 챙기고요. 지하실 들어가야겠죠. 사실 단검이 없어도 목을 조르거나 팔을 비틀어 버린다거나 해서 죽일 수도 있겠죠. The door to the
굳이 필요하진
basement
않을 것
creaks
같아.
open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place.
무겁고
The air
축축한
feels
공기.
heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the
죽여주는 것이 오히려 자비로운
The
일이겠군요.
princess really lives here. Slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
그럼
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
누구지?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
뭐야?
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
흉계입니다. 안녕, 널 죽이러 왔는데?
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
그래, 뭐 생긴 거 한번 봐봐.
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
기습 공격 필요 없어. 정정당당하게 가라데로 맞짱 깐다, 그죠? 바로 패링.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy
뭐야,
chain
묶여
around
있잖아.
her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful.
별로
Is she
이쁘진
really
않은데.
a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
그러니까.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
그럼 대화하지 않아. 결의를 굳히고 다가갑니다. 바로.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
당연하지. 그냥 단칼에
I'm
그냥.
probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, You'll have to get close enough to use it.
궁정에서 이거 약간 그 대처법 좀 배웠나 본데?
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can
그러니까
do.
어디서 입 바를까 이 새끼야. 어?
She's unarmed.
내 앞에서 안
If you
통해.
hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
공주를 죽인다. 바로 죽입니다. 저는 망설임 따위 없어요.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel feet easily give way and look down to see
한 방에
your blade
가는구나.
already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh,
당황했죠? 바로 죽일 줄 몰랐거든. 대화라도 해볼 줄 알았지. 나한테 걸리면 죽는 거야.
this is it, isn't it?
응?
I'm almost embarrassed.
한심한
Should have
새끼.
seen that coming. But I have to wonder.
뭐
Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
이렇게 이빨 까면 나는 뭐가 돼?
She's convinced she can't die. Yes. Even as she lays there,
뭐야 이 새끼 진짜
she
허풍
highly
그
believes
자체네?
herself to be alive and well.
허풍이었어?
But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago.
황인사살
Her
해야지.
look still plastered.
머리를 잘라다가 효수를 해야 된다고 밖에 그죠? 어디 그 피레침 같은 데다 꽂아놓던가.
But is it over? Really over?
확인사살해 확인사살. 아휴. 죽었다고 해 자신감 있게. 신참은 자신감이 필수입니다. 물론이지.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
뭐야?
With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
지금 다시 나왔죠.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you
죄책감이
if you
느껴진다고?
didn't
안
feel at least
느껴지는데?
a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will
그냥
sink
이빨
in
까서 찝찝한
and
거야
help
이거
ease your guilty
공주가.
conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
떠난다. 끝난 거
You
아닐까요?
open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved
멸망에서 우리
from
그래도
certain
내
doom.
나라를 구했잖아.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find.
뭐야? 멸망했어?
Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago,
아니 왜 공주
the only thing in
죽였는데?
front of you now is the vast emptiness of some... What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin
뭐야?
are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy.
결국 멸망을 뭐 막지는
You'll be
못했네.
happy.
형 알았어.
So glad you're keeping an open mind.
오픈 마인드거든.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
집값 설거지 안 해도 되잖아. 개꿀이지.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's
매일
all a
똑같고.
wonderful,
뭐야 여기
boring.
계속 이 방에 있는 거야 지금?
You've never been happier.
헉. 아니 컴퓨터도 없이 이러는 건 너무 심심한데.
Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
물론이지. 난 여기가 좋아.
Well, if you ever change your mind, just
I
let me
can
know, I guess.
do this all day. 거의 윈터 솔저 맨키로 그죠?
More happy time passes.
하루 종일도 할 수
though
있어.
the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please,
자꾸 이렇게
fall on deaf ears.
나를 가르치려 들어.
Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass
뭐야,
ceased to have
그냥-
any meaning to you long
그냥 이렇게
before
있는
that
거야?
shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
해피엔딩 했어요. 당신 모두를 구했어요. 뭐야? 자, 다 했고요. 예. 뭐지? 페이지가 몇 가지 넘어가는 거야, 이거? 뭐 페이지 몇 가지 넘어가? 아 세이브 슬롯이구나. 내 선택지를 돌아가게? 돌아갈 만한 게 있었나? 싶기도 하고. 죽이기 전으로 돌아가 볼까? 나 죽이러 왔다가 농담이 아니었군. 대화하러 왔을 뿐이야. 약간 결의를 고치고 다가갔죠. 대화하러 왔을 뿐이야.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat.
아, 이 새끼 이빨 까네 이거.
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a
이빨 너무 잘 털어.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her.
근데 묶여있으니까 내려놔도 되지 않을까?
Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
한번 놔보죠. 예, 떨어뜨린다.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with
한쪽 어떻게 끊었냐?
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment.
아니 왜 다가가? 멀리
with the princess face to
커뮤니케이션 멀리서 해도 되잖아. 멍청한 새끼 아니야 이거.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
여기 손에 뭐 있는 거 아니야?
Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
어색하구만. 관계? 지금 나 유혹하는 거야? 이 새끼야?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met.
머쓱.
By definition, we have a relationship.
Oh shit. 허거덩. 머쓱. 난 네가 세상을 멸망시킬 거라고 해서 왔어.
Don't just tell her that.
그러면 안 되는 거야?
Is that why they threw me down here?
와, 표정 변하는
I
거
don't
봐라.
want to hurt anyone. I like the world. I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest.
오래
I've
가서
been down
있었다고?
here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here?
그것도 맞긴 해.
Chained to a wall. Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
뭐가 위험하다냐고? 뭐가 위험하다는 건지 들어볼 수도 있어? 아니, 하지만 알려주지 않은 이유가 있겠지. 끝까지 의심해. 뭐야?
What if they're bad reasons, though? If they had good reasons for thinking I was dangerous, wouldn't they have shared them with you? I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to leave.
그냥 나가고 싶을 뿐이라고?
At the end of the day, whatever the two
그래, 원래 이제
down here,
신뢰가
is
중요하지, 저
trust.
관계에서, 그죠?
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world.
잠깐만, 뭐야? 그게 설명하지 않았지.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
대화?
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
아니, 가스라이팅 당하고 있는 것 같은데?
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
근데
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust.
간 왜 이렇게 봐?
And trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly
한번 믿어줘?
ending the world?
한번
Or
믿어줘?
do you trust whoever put me here?
아까 한번 죽였으니까 한번 믿을 때도 됐나?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of
모든
one
것이 이를
person
위기에 처했다고?
and a subjugating monarch, no less.
근데 아까 죽였을 때도 다 잃었으니까 이번에도 믿어보긴 해야 될 듯? 그죠? 어떻게 해야 널 여기서 나가게 할 수 있지?
You can't. Don't bother.
아이, 설자님은 빠지세요.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't,
없다면?
well, we can always put that knife to good use.
어떻게 팔을 자를까? 팔 잘라줄까?
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
아니,
She isn't suggesting what I think
팔 자르면
she's
되지.
suggesting. Right? She is. I'm sure of it.
일단 이름도 물어봐. 서로 이렇게 정보를 주고받자고. 이름이 뭐야?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics.
뭐야?
No matter how hard you try.
이름도 안 알려주면
you'll
우리가
never get a
어떻게
straight
관계를
answer.
이어나갈 수 있냐고. 아씨, 얼마나 오래 있었지?
Too long.
와, 싹바가지 없네. 대화에 충분해.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
어떻게 하지? 한번 구해줘야
You
되긴 해.
know why you're here.
일단 한번 풀어주자. 나갈 수 있게 도와주지. 아까 죽였으니까.
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
아, 미안해요.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to
단단하다고?
even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key,
분명
maybe
위치에
you should
있을
go
거라고.
looking for it. I'm
Okay.
sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
팔 한번 자를까? 팔 한번 자르면 그래도 약간 죽이는 거랑 살리는 거 중간이잖아, 그죠? 네 팔을 자르는 거 빼고?
That would be fine.
Oh!
I can lose an arm.
쿨한데?
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
아, 생각보다 너무 쿨해서 당황스러운데?
If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
누가 이거 해설자가 잠근 거 아니야, 이거?
Is someone else here?
오이!
Your
문
shouts
열어!
and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
오이! 문을
You try
열어본다.
the door, but it's
아,
locked from the
잠겨있네.
outside. I'll repeat myself once again.
아,
You're
왜-
here to slay
왜
the
그래?
princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
내려가야 되네요.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
모두에게 좋다고?
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
나도 갇힌겨?
The knife.
어,
Pick it up and cut me out of here.
좋아? 어,
You won't like what happens if you do.
팔 하나쯤이야. 나 하나쯤이야. 공주를 구해야지, 이번엔.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the
팔
massive
하나쯤이야.
yielding chain.
아우, 뼈가 안 잘리네. 공주 통뼈야?
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to
공주 지가
crack the
뜯어.
bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound.
비명 한번 지르지 않았다는데? 괴물이다.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm?
그러게.
It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
아, 고맙긴 뭘. 고맙긴 뭘.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
아, 설자는 빠져.
I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair,
해설자가 나 조종해요.
raises the blade.
마리오네트. 어? 뭐야 이거?
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
아니 이 새끼야 이런 게 어딨어? 경고한다. 중간에 하나 숨겨놨네? 이럴 줄 알았지.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess
이걸
swiftly moves out of the way
피하네.
before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying
진짜
to
나
get
살리려고
you out of
이러는
here
거야?
alive.
저항해야지.
The blade. Move the blade.
그러게 근데 피부 왜 이러냐 여기 그죠? 나 손톱 왜 이래? 와 손톱 팔이 이상하네 생각해보니까.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the
그럼요. 알아보는구나.
I'll make this quick.
아니 죽이진 말고. 에헤이. 나 죽을 생각은.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your.
나 죽을 생각은 없어.
Maybe I'll see you in
아니
another life.
새끼는 말로 하자고.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything
아니,
goes
에반데?
dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
챕터로 넘어온 거야?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
뭐지? 다시 처음으로 돌아온 것 같은 느낌.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
아이씨. 끔찍한 데자부가 느껴지는데?
A terrible sense of déjà vu.
그런가?
This is the first time either of us have been here. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around.
의심의
I
목소리.
wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't
뭐야,
remember
목소리가
what
두 개
happened last
생겼는데요?
time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than
설자가
you thought to
잘못하고
keep
있는
secrets
거야?
from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
아니야, 이거 모든 일이 방금 일어났었다니까?
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
내가 왜 네 말을 들어야지? 이 가스라이팅 조지는 새끼야?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time,
우리 가정해보자.
or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. The absolute irony.
맞긴 해.
That's one way to put it.
맞는 말만 하긴 해.
You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a
세 줄 이상 못
I suppose I'll
읽는다고.
continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did
어우.
practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason.
살리려고
Did you try and free
시도했다든가?
her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
네.
Sure you are.
그러셔.
Anyway,
아이셔.
your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
고봉밥 오죠 진짜.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
그러긴 해.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back.
그러니까 시간이 돌아간 거야? 아니면 새로운 곳으로 새로운 챕터 2로 온
Were
거야?
you instead transported
그게
to a
궁금하긴
different
하죠.
world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
그러네. 첫 번째 세상은 망한 건가?
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the
세상이
princess
끝난지는 확인을 못 하잖아
brought back
우리가.
the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For we
멀티버스야?
know the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, you're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
세이브 한번 해야겠다. 인정하시죠? 오케이. 여기서 공주에 대해 얘기해보자.
Just be quick about it.
공주가 날 죽일 수 있었던 건 내가 놔뒀기 때문이고 공주가 한 일이라고 내 목을 근 것뿐이야. 그런 사람이 어떻게 세상을 멸망시킨다는 거야? 엄근진하게.
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything.
그래, 증거.
Fine.
주머니?
Check your pockets.
주머니 뒤져본다.
You put your hands in your pockets
아니,
and
증거가?
an envelope with the words the evidence.
이거의 숫자가 방금 맞는 거 아니야?
Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads,
너무하네
"Princess will end the world
진짜로.
if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth."
궁서체로.
That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow
이거
for
내 편이
all our
누군지 믿을
sakes.
수가 없네.
Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
그럼 누가 닫았지?
People locked her in that
사람들이
basement,
가뒀다고?
and I told you what this place is.
왜 애초에 나는 사람이 아닌데?
In the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
사람들이 그녀를 닫았다면 왜 그 자들을 공주로 죽이지 않은 거지? 어째서 내가 떠넘기는 거야? 엄근진하게 또.
I'm not supposed to say this, but
숨소리 씩씩 내면서 물어보기.
you're special.
아,
You're the only person capable of doing this.
나
Call it
사람
a
아닌데.
prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh,
오,
I didn't know we were special.
진짜 특별한 존재가.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
이거 딱 가스라이팅 시작인데.
Right. We're here because we're special. Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
계속 물어봐. 걔 빡치게 하자 얘. 어디가 수학적인데? 숨긴 게 뭐지?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more
슬슬 설자 이제 혈압 오르죠. 아, 이 새끼.
very simple situation and make your job.
말 뒤지게 안 들어.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
다 물어봤고.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it
좋아.
from ruin.
바로 떠나기.
I'm not so sure running away is the best idea. We're not the only person stuck here.
이제
What about her?
공주 어쩌고?
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
세이브 한번 더 해야겠다. 어디로 가야지 알기나 해요? 조용히 오두막 반대 방향으로 걸어간다.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
너네 말대로 절대 안 해.
That's strange.
뭐야?
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin.
아니 이런.
How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
돌아서서 또 떠난다.
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me.
우리 금쪽이를 어떡하죠?
If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like dies. Forever.
네.
But fine. You turn around and
와동으로 돌아가기.
down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting...
모든 게 흐려지고 있다고? 내가 세상을
What's
구했어.
going on? Where are we?
캬.
We do this. Is this the end of
아
the
진짜
world?
멸망하는 거였어?
Was there ever even a world to end?
What? 세계가 실타래처럼 풀려 없어진다. 물리적인 실체는 이상한 질감의 공허로 대체된다. 고요하고 적막하다. 멀리서 수많은 존재가 웅성거리는 소리가 들려온다. 무언가가 다가오면서 진동이 느껴진다. 손가락들이 공허를 가로질러 더듬거린다. 어느 손끝이 당신의 의식을 발견하여 당신을 감싸기 시작한다. 당신은 이제 혼자가 아니다. 저항감. 당신의 영혼을 둘러싸 껍데기를 긁어보다가 포기하는 손가락들. 좌절감. 이 그릇은 당신으로 가득해요. 제가 기어 들어가기 위해서는 비어있는 그릇이 필요해요. 저와 같은 모양으로 짜여진 그릇이 필요해요. 받아들여! 좁아짐. 당신에게는 끝내야 할 이야기가 있어요. 그것이 우리가 이곳을 빠져나갈 유일한 방법이에요. 단호함. 안 돼요. 돌아갈 수 없어요. 그곳으로는. 후회. 이 세계에는 더 이상 복구할 수 없어요. 새로운 것을 짜야 해요. 흔들거리는 손가락. 이곳에는 아직도 실타래가 많이 남아있어요. 그것을 낭비하지 말아요. 제가 우리의 유일한 구원의 열쇠예요. 허거덕.
You're on a path in the woods.
아 잠깐만요. 로그가 아니라 킹로드가 아닌데? 여기서 악몽이다. 일어난다. 악몽이 아니에요. 아슈. 대가리 깼네. 유리로. 그죠?
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to...
아 처음으로 돌아온 거야? 됐어. 나 안
Are
할랭.
you serious? No, you have to do it.
멸망 그게 무슨
I'm
소리지?
talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more
아까 봤죠,
trees,
멸망하는
and
거.
perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
하지만 지하실에 갇힌 공주가 어떻게 세상을 끝낸다는 거야?
Don't linger on the specifics.
또 말
You have
돌리기.
a job
그죠?
to do here. Just
그 말에 증거는 있어?
look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task?
여자의 끝을 봐야 한다고?
You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
여기 일단 다 물어보죠.
While I appreciate the mental exercise we are running up, nevertheless, let me assure you,
위험한
the
자이기
princess is
때문입니다.
locked up because she's dangerous.
갇혀 있어서
She's
위험한
not
게 아니라요.
dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more
적절한
pragmatic
관점.
lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here.
공주가
because the
오두막에서
inference
나오면
is the
세상은
same no
끝나니까.
matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will.
근데 아까
There
죽여도
is no
세상이
change.
끝나던데?
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin
아까는 왜
everything.
끊느냐?
Unless, of course, you do your
아니
job.
설자님 제가 죽이고 왔는데 문제가 있었다니까요.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is
군주제주인가요?
slaying a princess
맞아요.
that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress.
다른 사람
Oh, if
없어?
only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far.
나밖에
But
없대?
unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules. No matter how much I wish.
만약에 내가 세상이 끝난다 해도 신경 쓰지 않을 거란 가능성 생각해봤어?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very
허무주의자.
evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
거의 다 읽었군. 이 일에 보상 같은 거 없어?
Yes, but you'll have to slay it
아유
before you
씨.
get it.
계속 죽이라고 그냥. 어떤 보상을 받게
It's
되지?
a secret, but I think you'll like it.
나를
It's a
위한
special
특별한 보상이라고?
Just for you.
설명해줘서 고마워.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
아
You
뭐야
make your way
갔네?
up the short path to the cabin. A warning, she will lie.
여튼 여긴 다 읽었으니까 예, 빨리빨리 진행하도록 합시다. 본대는 빠르게 진행할게요. 인정하시죠?
The interior of the cabin is all the
Okay.
blade is your.
단검을 안 가져가 볼게 이번에는. 단검 때문에 결국 내가 죽었잖아. 뭔지 알죠? 단검 때문에 내가 죽었으니까 아예 단검을 가져가지 말자고. 문제가 되는 단검을. 단검 안 가져가.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing her voice.
Hello? Is some
It's hypnotizing.
매혹적인 목소리야.
It's the kind of voice you only have to hear
스풀
once to
라디오
remember
그죠?
for the
공주
rest
스풀
of your
라디오.
life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the
모기도 없이
manipulation.
오다니.
You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
괜찮은지 보러 왔어. 구해주러 왔어. 세이브 한번 가자. 그냥 계속 내려가. 몰래.
You're still listening to
아
reason.
몰래 내려가면 안 되나 보다.
It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what
몰래
needs to be
가보자.
done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a head. She's beautiful.
어?
How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
그렇게 예쁘진 않던데?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi.
어?
Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
이번엔 공순하게도 물어보네. 풀 수 있나요? 이것도 세이브해. 잠깐 이야기 좀 하자.
Okay.
우리 관계를 위해서. 이름이 뭐지?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she
이름이 뭐야?
responds.
미숙이니?
You can address me as your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if
이번엔
your
좀
Royal
서로
Highness is
관계가
too formal.
좋네요. 공주?
Is princess her name or her title?
근
What if it's
아니겠죠?
both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
공주. 그럼 공주가 이름이야? 하하 농담. 반응이 안 좋네.
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
그래.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long. I guess I've
아
just forgotten.
잊어버릴 수 있지.
I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to
이번에
see
단검
that
안
she
챙길 거야,
can't be
이놈아.
trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade and slay her before it's too late.
그래 그동안 뭘 먹고 살아온 거지? 마실 것은?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
뭐야 뭐 안 먹었어?
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree
갑자기
with the princess.
말투 띠꺼워졌는데?
That's okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
그러니까. 난 너에 대해서 아무것도 몰라. 그저 이유가 있으니까 여기 갇혔다는 것만 알아.
Of course I'm locked
아무것도 몰라요.
I don't actually know what that reason is.
그러니까
but you don't just
다짜고짜.
stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
일단 죽이라는 정보 자체는 밝히지 말자. 최대한 뭔지 알죠? 내가 널 죽일 거다. 이거를 먼저 밝히지 말자고. 내 동물 밖에 나가면 뭐 할 거야?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life.
영웅이 그냥 여자에 미쳐 살았네, 그죠? 그냥 무조건 공주편이야, 이 새끼.
She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you.
영웅이 여미새야, 그냥.
Are you looking for the truth or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have
얘도
going on here, I don't
가스라이팅
think the specifics
조지네.
of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
일단 널 여기 계속 가둬둘 거야. 그럼 내가 널 어떻게 할지 결정하는 동안 서로에 대해 좀 더 알 수 있겠지. 서로 알아보자고.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
아니 왜? 지금까지 잘 버텼잖아.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
어우, 영웅아.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
아니, 이제 갑자기
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
단검 가져오는 건 좀 에반 것 같고. 족쇄 한번 살펴보자. 단검 없이 족쇄를 한번 살펴보자고.
You can't be serious.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
I promise.
You're making a huge mistake.
족쇄 풀 수 있어? 못 푼다며.
No.
열 수도
I think
없잖아.
you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give they're large and heavy. Far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess
아까 봤던 얘기죠. 위로 올라가 보지. 열쇠가 있을지도 몰라. 없다 해도 족쇄를 부수면 찾을 수 있겠지.
Okay. I'll be here.
한번 위에 한번 갔다 오죠.
You attempted to make your way out of the basement.
문 잠겼다. 문 열어이.
I'll repeat.
아까랑 똑같은데 이거는? 또 문 닫혔어.
Make your way to the bottom of the easier for everyone. Look at the
다시
mess.
I
왔고요.
heard the door slam.
단검 없이 갇혔습니다.
Didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here
분명
together.
같이 빠져나올 수 있다고?
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the
What?
determination of a trapped wolf.
그동안 왜 안 한 거야 그러면?
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs.
아니
You're not
단검이
sure
왜?
down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
이러면 안 가져온 보람이 없잖아. 해설자가 가져왔나 보네.
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
아씨. 해설자 새끼가 가져왔네 이거. 억지 이따 구해봐.
Fine. Against your you can't.
일단 아까
The
했던
blade is
대로
sharp.
구했고요.
Her lip. She didn't know. How is she?
Thank you.
No.
죽이기도 해보자. 게다가 나
What?
아이 세비할 게 이렇게 많아? 죽여봐
Okay.
이번에는.
You bring the blade down to but she's fast.
어?
She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside.
이번엔
Slaying her won't be easy now that she's
이걸 피해?
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just
어디까지
lying to
날
me
속인
this
거야?
whole time? I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you.
아니 무린
Do you
고수야.
think I need both of my arms to do that?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear.
괴물이야.
But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her
아니,
ribs, aiming
맞짱 까는 중.
directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat,
What?
then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood
What?
pools on the ground beneath you.
괴물 아니야?
She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness.
워윅이야
Dress
워윅.
stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be
둘
enough
다
to
죽는
at least
엔딩?
delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this.
응?
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't
뭐야?
deny the reality of what's happened. Everything goes dark, and you die.
야 이 새끼야!
You're on a path. You're hit.
아니 오두막에 가보자 이번엔 그죠? 아까 오두막에 안 갔으니까 이거 다 읽었잖아 아까. 이번에 오두막에 다시 가야지.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie. She will cheat. Don't worry.
오두막에 들어가자. 이번엔 멸망 안 하고.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost
뭐야?
as if by accident,
왜
just
이렇게
happens
변했어?
to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf. With the blade is your implement. You'll
방어
need it if you
필요하다고?
want to do this right.
잠깐만요. 세이브 조져야겠다. 아니 세이브 한 대 맞는데 이거 선택을 못 하고 있어. 나 벽에 걸린 거울에 대해서는 말하지 않았잖아.
That's because there isn't a mirror.
어?
There's the muddy shelf, the blade sitting on the muddy shelf, and the door to the basement.
거울이 왜
There's
없어?
nothing else in
넌
here.
눈이 없나?
There's definitely a mirror. But he says there isn't one.
기회주의자가
It's gotta
생겼네
count for
이번에.
something, right?
왜 내 눈을 믿어? 왜 거울이 없다는 거짓말을 하지?
Come on now. He's pretty much in charge here. When have authority figures ever lied about anything?
그러니까 거짓말
If there
왜
were a
해?
mirror in this cabin and we were supposed to look at it, he would have... Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste
그러니까
time cleaning
이거
yourself.
잔소리꾼 한 명만 늘어가지고 이거 거울에 가보자.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement.
빈 벽을 향해 걸어갑니다.
It's a wall.
빈 벽
This
아닌데?
really isn't funny.
거울을 닦는다.
You reach forward and rub your hand
나는
against the
어떻게
cabin
생긴
wall.
거지?
I hope you know how ridiculous you look.
이래서 거울 없다는 건가? 내 얼굴 볼까봐?
Well, at least we can
뭐야?
all agree now that there's nothing to
거울이
see.
없어졌어 진짜.
Case closed. Good work, everyone.
어? 단검 가져가야겠지? 그냥 갈까? 그냥 가자.
No blade.
어차피 그냥 가도 단검 위에서 떨궈주기 때문에 처음부터 들고 갈 필요가 없어 이 새끼들. 어?
It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that
그래.
was true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
느낌 아니까? 공주 있어?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy
공주 없을
earth
것
below.
같은데?
The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. The air smells of dirt and copper.
흙먼지와
It's
구리의
thick
냄새.
and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice
카랑카랑한
from
목소리.
below.
Something nasty finds itself
뭐야?
on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
아니 뭐지? 나 역겹지 않아.
But you are.
아!
You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are.
기억해?
And I remember what you've done.
그러면은 처음에 얘를 죽이려고 하지 말고 착하게 죽은 다음에 다시 오면은 얘가 잘 해주지 않을까? 그래도 난 구하려고 했으니까. 그런 거 같은데? 처음에 죽이지 말고. 지금은 내가 얘 죽이려고 했다가 내가 역으로 죽어가지고 역갱당해가지고 아닌가? 모르겠네.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough.
한번 가보자.
Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud.
아니 이게 뭐야
I'm
이거?
the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any
What?
big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want
근데
to
너무
hear yourself
졸작대.
talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss.
그래. 보스 말 들어.
Thank
어 뭐야?
you. Descend the basement
모습이
steps,
이상한데?
entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the
팔
far
생겼네
wall,
그리고
her eyes
꼬리도
bright,
있네.
glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back.
어떻게 알았지? 머쓱?
Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
She's acting like the two of you already know each other.
그러니까 처음에 첫날 밤에 착하게 가야 된다니까.
Oh no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could
그래.
put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus.
아이 공주랑 대화 좀 하자. 니네 말 좀 그만해 이 새끼들아.
I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you
이번
had a
생에
tongue.
쌔바닥 없이 태어났어? 어떻게 알았지? 지난 일을 미안해. 사과할까? 아휴. 아, 네 힘으로 족쇄 풀 수 있지 않아? 지난번에 족쇄 문제 아니었잖아. 지가 알아서 물어뜯더만.
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
근데 뭔데?
The princess grins as the chains fall from her
뭐야?
wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She
풀었는데?
knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
지난번 일은 미안해.
Smart. Let's apologize. Get us
내가 그런 게 아니야.
out.
바로 사과해.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster.
그래.
If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
어? 어? 어떻게 해야 되지? 나 미워한다는 느낌 드는데?
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will turn my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
농담 아닌디. 알아. 지난번에 좀 엉망이었지. 하지만 너 커다란 음모가 있어. 하지만 우리 힘 합쳐야 해. 아휴, 꿀꿀 나야 돼. 음모가 있어.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you?
어?
All right.
힘을 합치자.
I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
어? 드디어 같은 팀이 된 거야?
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should know what the word mutually means, because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits
그런가?
her and her alone.
나는 얻는 게 뭐지? 근데 어째서 널 풀어주면 내 등을 찌를 것 같다는 안 좋은 예감이 드는 걸까?
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them?
어떻게 알았지?
But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the
그런가?
only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
말 좀 치네. 애들 이렇게 말을 잘하냐?
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential
안 좋은 예감은 나야. 얘,
stabbing
이
event.
기회주의자가 챕터 1에서 죽었던 애 아니야?
She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's gonna stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
아씨. 넌 안 죽었잖아.
You were the one who tried to kill me when my back was turned. You were the one who started all of this. Only a poor loser twists their own failures around.
그러니까 안 죽이고 왔어야 되는 거 아니야, 진짜? 좋아, 여기서 나가자.
Yes.
가자.
Let's.
빨리 와.
She creeps forward,
무서워.
taking one cautious step
갑자기
at a
그냥
time.
목 조를 것 같아.
You and she are. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
나 진짜 나 단검도 안 가져왔어. 나 단검도 안 가져왔어.
After you, darling. You're the one that lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
생긴 거 봐라 그냥.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows.
어떡하지?
We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're talking a lot about trust.
팔에 털 난 거지 이거. 털 아니야 이거?
Definition cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out.
이거 털이지.
If you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
아휴. 저장은 늘어가는데 하염없이 그죠. 너부터 가!
And turn my back on you? Do you think me a fool? Your tricks are one of the only things I've known, and I've learned better.
Just go first.
나 없이 여기 떠날 수 없다고 했었지? 그렇다는 것은 내게 결정권이 있다는 뜻이군. 먼저 가든지 아니면 영원히 어디에 남든지 선택해. 엄근진하게.
Her nose twitching as she sniffs your neck inquisitorially. What is she doing? I think she's trying to figure out.
거짓말의 냄새를 맡는
It's a
거야?
good thing we didn't lie.
Your stink is the stink of a wretch, but not of a liar.
왜?
If I have to go first,
왜
I'll go
홍조가
first. But I'll have you know my ears are
갑자기
shut.
부끄러워하는 거야?
I've got eyes on the back of my head. They'll be watching.
Eyes on the back of her head? Does she really? No, we're fine. The princess pointedly turns her back on you.
걔나 오른다. 따라갑시다.
You follow close behind her, the two of you walking on tiptoes through the knotted roots of the basement stairs.
We're almost there. You better not try anything.
생각 안 하고
I
있었는데?
know you're thinking it.
Us? No, never.
에이, 퍼리물 아닌데?
Get out of the basement, if you catch my drift. I don't follow. Oh, you'll know it when you see it.
보여주나?
The princess reaches the top of the stairs and crosses over the threshold,
방금 발견했어?
turning back to smile at you. But something catches her eye. Oh no.
아니야, 나 안 들고 왔잖아.
Oh no? It's the blade, isn't it? I was going to tell you to grab it once we got upstairs. That was the whole keep your eyes peeled thing, and then you would have stabbed her in the back and we would have been winners.
왜 이거 뭐.
I wonder if perhaps you were planning to bury this in my back. What an awful little
아니야!
thing it would be.
오해야, 오해.
I got here first, and I don't even need it. Bye bye.
아니, 오해야, 이 새끼야.
Then she slams the door on you. Its lock swiftly clicks into place.
먼저 가면 안 됐나? 좋됐다.
Locked in the basement.
이제 내가 제3의 공주죠. 이제 내가 공주하는 거야.
The princess
석방하라.
from the other side of the door.
How does it feel to be locked away and forgotten by the world? Isn't it just awful?
문을
You
열어본다.
tried to
잠겼겠지. 밀쳐본다.
throw yourself.
잠겼겠지. 이제 내보내줄래?
No, you're going to sit down there forever, languishing.
제발 그냥 보내줘. 절대 화내지 않을게.
As if I could ever trust you after everything you've done to me. And after what I've done to you, you can't trust me.
모두 못 나간다고?
Neither of us is ever getting out of here.
뭐 사로톱이야? 그냥 서로 그냥 같이 죽어버리네.
It's in our nature to be trapped.
내가 나가면 내가 필요한 거 아니었어?
I do, but I just couldn't help myself.
아니 배신 안 한다니까.
Scheming about how to get back at me if I ever open this door. So we're going to stay exactly as we are right now.
이제 어쩌지? 임영웅의 목소리. 좆댐을
Why isn't he
감지.
saying anything? I think he's gone.
어?
Oh, I didn't think I'd ever have to see you face to face again.
뭐야?
Otherwise I might have given you a little more courtesy at the top of the stairs. No hard feelings, I'm sure.
지금 공허로 와버린 건가?
Why is everything going away? I
어?
feel cold.
너가 그러는 거 아니었어? 아니 공주가 멸망시키는 거 아니었어? 그래 무언가를 남겨주었다.
She's gone. Where does she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again.
공주님도
Why is it
피해자였던
here? Why
거야?
now?
어디 간지 모르겠어.
What? You're right. She's gone. It's just us.
그러니까
and
아까는 거울 안 보인다 했는데 해설자도 사라졌어.
Does that mean the world ended? We're top of the packing order now. Right, boys?
아무래도 거울을 들여다봐야 할 것 같고.
Dreadful about it. I don't think you should. If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
거울에
I'm
다가간다.
begging you, don't do this.
닥치. 지금까지 거울 보고 겁낸 적 없었잖아.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
가보자. 당신은 거울에 다가간다. 거울에 비친 자신을 바라본다. 당신의 손을 뻗자 침묵이 내린다. 모두들 사라졌다. 하지만 거울은 그대로 있다. 거울에 무엇이 있는지 확인할 때다. 당신이다. 형이 거울이니까. 당신은 텅 빈 공간에 혼자 서 있다. 고요하다. 오두막? 오두막이 있어? 당신은 오두막에 있다. 응? 당신은 껍데기 속에 살고 있는 존재를 눈치챈다. 공간과 공간 사이에 살고 있는 집합체이다. 이게 뭐야 이게?
Something returns to the long quiet.
어?
It has surrendered its path of
그릇을
annihilation
선물해줬다고?
and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What? 아유 저장할 게 이렇게 많아 그냥. 내가 숲 바깥의 공간에서 만났던 것이 너였지? 난 그게 꿈이라고 생각했어.
Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth.
오로치마루야.
I am sorry if I frightened you.
지금 공주를 대신 바친 거 아니야? 내가 잡혔다가. 너는 무엇이지?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
나는 고독한 빛이 뭐야?
Thoughts without connections.
아
Ideas
비문학
in
쉣.
innocent network. I wish to be more.
넌 내가 뭐라고 생각해?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
What? 왓다시 생각보다 연약한 그릇이 뭐지?
Yes. Nerves
그릇은 바깥 세상을 경험하는 저의 감각이다. 그래서 이 공주로 바깥 세상을 본다는 거야. 이 공주가 그릇이니까.
This one is hope, marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous and weathered
What?
heart. Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
이게 세상의 멸망이야?
How can the world have ended if we are
세상
talking?
멸망 안 했나? 그녀를 풀어줘!
I'm sorry.
씨.
There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
혹시 해설자에 대해 알아?
You are the only thing I have ever
그래?
known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
네가 공주를 죽이라고 날 보낸 거야? 네가 나 여기 가둔 거야?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness.
그래?
I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
뭐야? 바깥의 세상에 대해 알아?
I know only that they are.
네가 공주야?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
네가 처음부터 공주였다는 거야? 아니면 네가 공주를 네 일부분으로 만든 거야?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
이제 어떻게 되지?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and
이곳을
that we
벗어나면
are
바깥 세계가
meant to reach
있고
them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspective.
더 많은 공주의 그릇을 가져와 주세요. 그러면 완전해진다는데?
Then we will know our freedom.
갑자기 내가 널 죽일 방법을 찾을까봐 두렵지 않아?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
나 어디까지 잊어버리게 되지?
Everything. Until we meet again.
약간 이 경지까지 또 와야 되나봐. 네 조각들 얼마나 더 찾아야 되지?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
내가 허락하지 않겠다면?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished. Dry.
What?
Hollow.
난 공주를 죽여달라는 부탁을 받았어. 내가 널 도우면 넌 세상을 파괴할 거야?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
널 도우면 어떤 걸 할 생각이지?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling.
이제 왜 이렇게 돌아갈 생각 없어.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
영원히 기다린다.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone.
그러니까 공주 다
I
모으면
am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever?
아유 왜 이렇게
If you close
아유 왜 그래?
will you become another you in another world?
다른 세계에서 당신의 모습을 당신이 부러울 수 있다고 생각하나요? 결국에 당신이 만든 모습은 하나씩 반복되나? 스스로 손으로 그린 세상의 무게를 그만해. 결국 여기서 기다린다는 뜻이죠. 뭐야? 진짜 바깥 세상으로 보내버렸네? 돌아올 때까지? 아니 아니 얘가 알아서 끈 거야. 진짜 바깥 세상으로 보내버렸잖아. 어? 아니 예.
You have returned to me.
뭐야?
Though you were gone mere moments.
기다리고
Your
있었구나.
side.
좋아, 있게 해줘.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
당신은 죽는다. 다시 돌아왔네요.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path,
잠깐만요. 여기서 내가 먼저 가볼게요. 덮어쓰기 합니까? 덮어쓰기는 좀 그런데 잠깐만요. 일단 세이브해. 세이브하고 다시 돌아오면 되잖아. 인정하시죠? 덮어쓰기구나. 슈발. 불러오기로 했어야 되는데 세이브를 눌렀네. 아이씨. 잠깐만요. 놔둔다.
very pragmatic.
Abandoning me, you might be able to escape me.
You turn to leave the cabin. We're getting out of here. And as the roots that make up the walls of the
잠깐만.
basement steps are underneath the cabin is small. That's fine.
뭐야 이거? 잠깐만요.
Least and then you pop.
잠깐만요. 예, 다시 어디였지? 불러오기 3으로 넘어갔는데. 자, 다시. 난 널 풀어줄 만큼 믿지 않는 걸 구제치고 네가 접근할 만큼 믿지도 않아. 난 떠나겠어. 안녕.
Very pragmatic.
안녕.
That
난
is why
나간다.
you're in charge.
Abandoning me, are you? Fine then.
따라와봐.
Tuck your tail between your legs and scamper away. You might be able to escape me, but you can't escape from what you are and what you've done. If I don't take you, the wilds will.
You turn to leave, but as you do, there's a deep guttural groan
벽이
uttered by the walls
줄어들어.
themselves, followed by the creak of wood being stretched beyond its limits. The cabin starts to get smaller. What the hell is going on? We're getting out of here and saving our skins. That's what's going on. As the roots
빨리 나가야 돼.
walls of the cramped basement attempt to close in around you, instinct kicks in and you bolt upstairs. The steps are uneven and lively, creaking as they expand out of the dirt floor, the stairway growing smaller and smaller as you dart up towards the light. You manage to squeeze through. The cabin is smaller than it was before.
오두막이 좀 작아지고
Getting
있어.
even smaller and smaller. That's fine. We'll just leave. I'm sure you'd like to do that.
출구가
But
없대는데.
unfortunately, there is no longer a front door. The roots have already closed over the only possible exit. What little light peeks through the holes that were once windows is growing weaker as the cabin continues to close in on itself. Shit. What do we do? As your mind races for an answer, you hear the princess's voice crackle up the stairs.
Do you hear that, you loathsome thing?
죽을 때까지 질식시킨다고?
And they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
너 어떤 셈인지 너도 똑같이 뭉개져 죽을 텐데?
As long as you suffer while you die, I'll gladly suffer with you. Especially if I get to hear it happen.
시기봉진으로 같이 죽겠다 이거야?
This doesn't help anyone. I can't believe she'd kill us both just to spite me. See? This is exactly why you were tasked to slay her.
반사회적 사이코패스구만.
In the basement. She's an antisocial. The roots grow ever closer. We know. We can see them.
우린 짐승이 아니야 사람이야. 나도 교활하게 가자. 내 말 전부 취소할게. 네가 나을 수 있게 도와줄게. 우리 도모다치가 되자.
We're both going to die. We're both going to die a splintery and miserable death. And you're going to hate it.
You feel something against your back. A thick
안돼.
way into the cabin. An unstoppable, unyielding wall of bark. Shit. What do we do? What do we do?
어떡해. 너도 눌리고 있잖아.
What's the matter? You're scared of thorny roots digging into your neck? Are you scared of suffocating in this dark, dark place alone? Good.
잘 됐네.
That one made me feel bad inside. I don't want people to think we're scared. Nobody likes someone who's scared of things. I, for one, think this is a perfectly reasonable situation to feel scared in. This place is getting awful tight.
잘 가라.
Slump to the floor as the roots continue to expand into the cabin. Ugh, we're never going to make something of ourselves with that attitude. At least she isn't going to make something of herself either.
곧 죽겠는디? 아!
First it's almost gentle, your body being lifted delicately off the ground as the floor shifts beneath you. But the cradle of the growing root sound of creaking wood is drowned out by the snaps and
뼈가
pops
터지고
of your bones,
부러진다는데?
pain flooding your senses as you feel your skin deform, being shaped unnaturally by the living cabin.
The suffering is what you deserve, you hideous creature. No,
날 증오한다고?
you are hated. I hate you, and I'm glad to die horribly if it
미친
means you
여자.
die with me. I wouldn't have it any other way.
The pressure is unfathomable. You can't breathe, your vision swimming with red, your head pounding with trapped blood.
됐다.
And then you pop. Everything goes dark,
팝콘.
and you die.
바로 그냥. 자, 챕터 3로 넘어왔습니다.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end.
무언가가
But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge. His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they
비문학
need
어렵다,
to
이거.
reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the
해설자도
woods.
있네.
Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our third?
세 번째일걸?
That's bad. That's very, very
원래
bad.
두
It
번째.
wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last
해설자가
time? What
있는데?
could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his
경계 바깥에 있는
logic into
존재가
us. He tries to grasp
이해할 수 없는 것을 이해하려
things
노력해.
that cannot
어우,
be
이해하기
grasped.
힘들어.
He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing.
Shut up.
Shut up!
Talk. What happened? What did you do? Why does he want to know? I don't
편집적인
mind where we
목소리?
are right now is rather nice. I can hear what everyone is thinking. There's no reason to keep secrets. We tried leaving her in the basement, but she made the cabin come to life, and it crushed both of us into a fine paste. And now we're here. And for what it's worth, I'm with him.
여기 나쁘지 않다고?
This is nice.
짱 나빠 보이는데?
It was a fitting end.
뭐야?
I'm sorry if it hurt, but doesn't this make it all seem so small?
I see. So the cabin
공주와 한 곳에
ground into paste,
섞여버렸다고?
and now you're convinced you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't
우린 한 번-
convinced of anything,
그래?
and we aren't stuck together.
뭐?
We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
아니. 우리 감시하고 있는 저거 저승의 정체가 뭐지?
I'm not watching you. I'm trying to help.
아, 해설자 정체는 뭐지?
That's not an answer.
그러게
to our
해설자의
question.
정체는 뭘까잉?
I don't know what he is. I only know
아닌가?
that
해설자
he's
얘기하는 게 아닌가?
another, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
그 아까 손들
Only because
손들
it's in your
얘기하는 것
best
같은데
interest. It's in
아닌가?
everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other,
그러니까.
I don't. I want you to kill her.
이제 해설자랑 공주랑 싸운다.
Solidarity. You're not in this together. She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
저 녀석은 이제 질렸어. 어떻게 막을 수 있지?
We push back. It
해설자
may feel
밀어내기?
like he's everywhere, but presence isn't strength. Otherwise, he would have torn us apart by now. There must be a crack in the walls.
해설자에게서 자유로워질 수 있는 방법이 있을
There
거다.
must be a way for us to be free from him.
She's trying to use you. After everything she's done, you should be able to see that. I may not have been around to witness it, but clearly you remember.
해설자 강하잖아. 나 조종도 왔잖아. 막
How
당근
about
들게
you try
하고.
remembering how it all felt?
어떤 느낌이었는지 떠올린다.
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the doubting and the hatred and the
어?
schemes. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
Doesn't all that conflict
흑화한다,
feel
이거.
so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
Spoken like, honestly, a real
공주가
puppet
우리를
master.
속이려
Have
든다는.
we considered that maybe she's the one trying to trick us?
I'm not.
But there's a feeling, isn't there? That petty
그녀가 아직
feeling
우리를
she
증오한다고?
mentioned is fuzzy, but it's there. Almost like she still hates us.
그러니까.
It feels mutual.
Please, stop. If you pay attention to that feeling, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at it!
She's trying to turn you away from the truth. There's something she doesn't
아, 누가
want
맞는
you to
거야?
see. I think you already know you have to look at it. Everyone's pulling in different directions, but that feeling doesn't have a motive, it just exists. Maybe we should look at it.
내면의 증오를 응시한다.
Please,
어?
don't make us remember how we were.
And just like that,
어?
you start to fall apart. Right, she really does hate us, and we hate her.
이러면 안 되는 것
It
같은데.
hurts thinking about us as separate things, but we're separate. We can't hate ourselves. I love me. What were we thinking? Giving into absolute madness. We exist. We're real. We're separate from her. Of course we are. What are we? I can't remember. I don't want to remember what it felt like to be killed. It was so much nicer when it didn't feel like it mattered. And yet you keep remembering. You remember the loathing and animosity
고통과
you
분노와
shared with the
배신.
princess, the pain and the anger and the...
아이고 뭐야?
You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body.
다시 돌아가는데 원래로?
There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
Maybe bygones can't be bygones. I don't know why I ever wanted to share a body with you of
뭐야?
all things. It's like my very soul reeks of yours. That was horrible. This is better. Finally, I'll be able to hurt you like you deserve.
미쳤구나.
I wish I didn't have to.
어?
Some division, when sown, can never truly be mended. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were.
뭐야 나 반갈죽 된
A
건가?
cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole. And then you find
뭐야?
yourself, blade in hand, exactly where you need to be. At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose.
드디어
Strike
코어로 온
at her.
건가?
End this once and for all.
Kill me then, if you hate me so much. Just get it over with.
I don't like this. What he wants us to do. It's just cruel. If feels like we'd be killing a part of ourselves. Well, this should be easy. If you're sure about it. I mean, what's the point of being king of the hill if there's no one around to be better than? We'd just be sitting on a hill.
Do we have to do this?
You have to.
다 닥쳐, 내가 알아서 할 거니까.
Have to.
일단 세이브 좀 하고. 일단 죽이고 생각해.
You raise the blade, taking aim at her heart.
꼴이 좋아.
Then you strike.
I'm sorry.
미안하긴 뭘. 뭐야? 또 로빈 너야?
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
거울에 다가가.
I'm begging you, don't.
나머지는 봤잖아.
It's different. It's cool. If they think it's bad, I'm with them. It's calling us.
이거 더
They think
봤던
it's
거죠.
bad.
거울에 자신을 바라본다. 나잖아. 또 나. 오두막에 간다. 당신 오두막에 있다. 근육이 다가간다. 바뀌었다. 당신 껍데기 속에 살고 있는 존재를 눈치챈다.
Something returns to the long quiet.
그래 아까처럼. 아까 내가 숲 바깥의 공간에서 만났던 것이 너였지?
Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth. I am sorry if I frightened you.
근데 이거 다 본 거 아니야? 난 사람이야.
A person, a set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you
사람보다
are
나와
more
비슷한
like me.
존재다.
We are ocean.
아까 했던 말이잖아, 이 새끼야. 그녀를 풀어줘.
I'm sorry.
다 했던 말이네. 그러면은 이제 어떻게 되지?
Nothing as we are. But I know there is no exit.
이것도 봤는데.
Bring me more perspective.
더 많은 공주의 그릇을 가져와라.
You ask of.
아이씨. 있게 해줘.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
기억해달라 부탁한다고?
You won't.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path, you're here.
아이씨.
Serious? Fuck, ignore. That's strange.
다 왔네.
You're really.
기다려봐요.
Your silence is deafening. But fine. You turn around and trek back down. Oh, would you look at.
나 여기서 나갈 때까지 숲속을 헤맬
There's
거야.
always a choice. Let me tell you right now, and here we go. At first, it's. But as you focus on your
뭐야?
surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a
계속
path,
다른 데 갈라
a
하니까
cabin. And not just a
끝없이
cabin,
분열한다는데?
the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Wait, what's going on?
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how
What?
many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you
나
would
때문에
just
전부
wander
끝났다고?
off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and
What?
everyone dies.
바로 들어간. 도망치니까
You're on a
공주도 안
path
만나고
in the
들어왔는데?
woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
숲속에 머무른다 영원히. 거짓말하기.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. A warning. Before you go.
주위에 뭐가 바뀌었어. 못 돌아다니게 벽 쳐놨어요.
She will lie. If we're stuck, ignore him. Let's. The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors,
집이 좀
all
바뀌었다.
projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all the only furniture of note is a plain
맵이 깨지고
table.
난리 났어.
Its legs all the wrong lengths. Its material devoid of feature. The blade is your If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it.
반항심의 목소리.
Or better yet,
반항심의 목소리로
throw
왔구나.
it out the window. What good is that? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have
반항심의
literally
목소리 한번
no idea what
들어볼까?
to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You can't just listen to me. My job is to describe facts as, and if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart.
우리가 자신을 잃으면 어떻게 되는데?
What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly
말 왜 이렇게
describing
많아
it to
그냥.
us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for... What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just
그래.
accept, okay? Good.
거울에 갑시다.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement. What are you
긴 거
doing?
아니잖아. 거울 닦는다.
You reach
아이고.
forward and rub it, but there was, and now it's gone.
또 없어졌네.
You know
여기서
that
거울 못
taking the
보나
mirror
보다.
away from us isn't going to change
잠깐.
much, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't
그냥
want
들어갈게요
us to see.
지하실. 예.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases
계단에
all
거미줄
built of
나타납니다.
unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the
왜 이래?
more confused you get. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of
냄새도
indiscernible quality
이상하대.
that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably her voice. A disquieting collage of
목소리는
tone
들리네,
and
그래도.
personality drags up the stairs.
Hello?
어?
Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
목소리 이상한 거 봐.
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. We don't even have a weapon.
무기
But
없어도
we already
돼.
tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is.
그러니까 챕터 1에서 선택을 한 거에 따라서 뭐 반항심, 뭐 편집증, 뭐 기회주의자 이렇게 계속 다르게 오나 봐.
And what's that?
챕터 1에서 인격이 하나 생겨가지고 오네.
That the fate of the world hinges on your success?
지금은 계속 오두막으로 안 갔으니까 반항심의 목소리가 온 거지. 중앙 왼쪽에 거친 계단.
You step to the left. The path is cruel. The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first, a barely noticeable drop,
점점
quickly
거칠어져.
evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice. Your breaths
너무
puff
거친 거
out
아니야, 이거?
in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder
이거
against
계단
as you
맞아?
continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
어?
Time disappears, and you can feel
너무
yourself
거친데?
begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish.
와 그림 엄청
The only
단순하다.
things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions,
또 일로 왔네.
consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain
뭐야
and
이게?
unfamiliarity.
Are you just going to stand there?
도착한겨?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange.
어?
Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't
반항심 계속 반항하는 거 봐라.
myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you.
정보 얻어보자고.
Let's talk to her for a bit. Try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
여기 있었는지 몰랐어.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching you stare at me for a long, long
아, 그래?
time.
The shadows recede, revealing the
불도
princess's
켜지나 보다
face.
여기.
I don't think she likes us. Wouldn't you be skeptical of someone stumbling in here if you were her? We lost ourselves the second we stepped into this place. I don't know how long she's been here, but I can't imagine it would be easy for her to trust anyone. Those eyes, though.
눈빛이 날카롭대.
They're so sharp.
거친 길로 와서 그런가?
It's just deception. Don't buy into it. You can do this.
It's okay. Don't worry. Sometimes I get lost here too.
뭐야 이거?
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures.
아니
Where there
2대1은
was once just one of her,
못 이길 것 같은데?
there's now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but
맨 첫
we
번째
never
얘기죠,
went to the
챕터
cabin.
1.
We just turned around and left until it's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin.
다 말해주네
going on
영웅 이
forever.
새끼.
And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen.
보면 안 될 걸
If only you'd
봐버렸다고?
listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make it.
그러니까 10명 만들어보자. 아니 이거 왜 3개 다 돼? 3개를 다 골라야 돼 한 번에. 이상하네. 네가 늘어났는데.
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin? There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
더 생겨라 더
She
생겨.
fractures again. I don't like where this. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now. How would we? Could always start by. Can we even? Well, that's where the blade. I don't think we're. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say. Just. It certainly looks that way. So please, for the love of
질문 좀
everything,
더
stop
하자.
asking her
어?
questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
이름이 뭐지?
You can address me as Your Royal Highness or Her Majesty. You can call me Princess if you'd like. Princess.
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she
야
was
인격체로 다닌 건가? 마치 내가 찢었다가 다시 붙은 느낌이야.
What, like you need me to hold your hand and tell you everything's okay?
헉.
You're not really cut out for this, are you?
손잡아줘.
Why are you even here? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
늘어났다.
Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you?
내가 알기로 넌 이유가 있어서 갇힌 거야. 그 이유를 알고 있어?
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already.
목소리가
One way or
이상한데?
another, just do it. Don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster. And the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different? Stop
다중인격이야?
overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
아니 세 개 다 골라야 돼 한 번에? 이게 뭐야? 세 명이 인격이 세 개라서 세 개를 고르는 건가?
Wait, that's not right.
그러니까
Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands
한 번에
different.
고르잖아.
You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplies,
만화경
a
사륜한
sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her.
동시다발적으로 일하는구나.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We
뭐야?
can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart.
한 명은 칼에 맞았네.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this.
세력자 사라졌다.
What happened to us? What are we?
어?
There are parts of us that are dead, and the others they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
짱 못생겼어.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
한 명만 말해라.
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
한 명만 말해라. 싫어. 미안. 바로 가버릴 줄 몰랐어. 잠깐만. 괜찮을 거야. 그냥 해도 다 가네. 대답을 듣지 못하네. 오케이.
She's gone. Where did she go?
쏙.
Try and find her? And there's that mirror again.
또 거울. 괜찮을 거야. 날 믿어. 우리 저희도 여기 왔었고 넌 그게 두려워했어.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be don't look at it. Okay.
거울 또 왔죠? 나야? 거울이 매번 모두를 사나르게 만든다. 하지만 당신은 거울에 무엇이 있는지 확인해야 한다. 뭐가 바뀌었나? 당신은 성장했다? 손가락이 좀 많이 것 같기도 하고. 나 성장했어요.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I
더
was
나은 존재가
before.
되었다고?
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
넌 저번에 같은 존재 얼마나 변화했지?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am
이번에 공주
different.
몇 명 갖다 준 거야? 한 6명 갖다 준 거 아니야? 이렇게 변하는 기분이 어때? 좋아?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners.
뭔 말이야 이게?
There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be.
이 모델 끝나면 뭘 하고 싶어?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment,
원하는
all
것은
I
저
want
자신을
is to
아는
know
것이에요.
myself.
이 모든 일이 끝나면 내가 널 죽일 거라는 거 알고 있어?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us
더
know
볼
the
것이 많이
depths of
남았다고?
our being. Perhaps at the end of this,
더-
I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
보이지 않는 벽이 날 가로막아서 왜 이전과 똑같은 선택을 할 수 없지?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I
아직 경험하지 않은 길만이 우리의 가치
useless to us
있다.
now.
계속
Inaccessible.
새로운 것만 가게
The
하네요.
only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
넌 내가 만났던 자들 중 가장 친절하게 대해줘서 왜지?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
다음에 어떤 그릇을 원하지?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to be.
아이씨.
Do not worry. There are no wrong answers. And every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
이 그릇을 어떻게 생각해?
These ones are a contradiction. A winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. They will make for a rich
활기
and
넘친 심장이
vibrant
되겠군요.
heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
그릇을 얼마 더 가져와야 되지?
If I am to be an ocean, you have given
아니,
me enough to build upon.
왜 1 더하기 1이 몇이야 물어보면은 왜 갑자기
And I
헛소리를
yearn
하고
for
있는
more
거야? 그냥
perspective.
1 더하기 1은 2야 이렇게 말하면 되지.
I will transcend in due time, and there is no way forward but to contribute to my awakening.
그냥 한 5명 정도면 괜찮을 것 같아요. 이러면 내가 5명 갖다 주잖아. 여기서 영원히 있을 거라면?
Then we will remain here as we are.
기다릴 필요 없어. 또 바텀을 나가려고? 잠깐만. 집합체를 공격한다. 잠깐만. 공격 한번 해볼까? 넌 너무 날 짜증나게 해.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight.
깨비. 내 자살해.
There's.
아이씨.
I await your return, but it will give. We will meet again.
그래. 이건 탐색을 다 했으니까. 조용히 오두막에 가보자. 이번에는 아예 순종해보자. 아예 묻지도 따지지도 않고 그냥 가는 거야. 그러면은 뭔가 순종의 영혼 이런 거 나오지 않을까요? 들어갑시다. 아닌가? 아까
The interior of the blade.
당근 가져가죠.
You take the blade from the door to her voice.
Who's there?
She said, "Don't let it."
계단을 조용히 내려갑니다.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the streets, focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
그냥 다가가.
You step forward.
Oh?
아까 원래
I'm
이렇게
probably
했었나?
chained up in this basement for a reason. So,
She's unarmed. You lunge forward. You feel
아까
flesh.
봤던 건가
this is
이거는?
it. Do you actually?
It's like she's.
Yes, but it's over. Is it over? It's over. We should make. I really don't. And why should?
맥박 한번
Told you
재볼까? 맥박을 잰다. 맥박 한번 재볼까? 단검을 뽑는다. 맥박을 잰다. 맥박 한번 재보자.
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse. We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that? Wait, what was that?
살아있잖아.
You know what that was. That was the sound of a heart.
I guess I will be dying alone
미친
after
새끼.
all.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded
칼
princess
가지고 있었어?
twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs. As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A
아니, 이런.
life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
또 보자. 응.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate?
시기봉신했다. 시기봉신. 같이
Whatever
죽었어.
that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
투 왔네?
You're on a path in the
챕터
woods,
왔습니다. 응.
and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
오케이. 왜 내가 또 여기 있는 거지?
I can assure you that if he doesn't remember what happened.
This whole thing's a crock of
배신감의
shit.
목소리네.
She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us
다른
again.
목소리 나왔다.
Stabbed to death. Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing
그러니까.
would be easy, but after we sank
통수
our blade
맞잖아.
into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons. So there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
오토바이 가볼까? 아까처럼
A warning. She will
He couldn't be more on the money.
We know what to look at. Just stay.
들어가 보죠. 이번에는.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood.
이번에
and
좀
broken
다르네요.
boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your imp.
일단 거울에 가보자. 또 가봐야지.
Walk up to the. What are you talking?
또
You
사라졌죠?
reach forward and. But there was.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on
간
us.
건 가져갈까?
I hate this place.
아씨 고민이네. 챙겨갈까 이번엔?
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay
아까
the princess and save the
배신당했으니까
world without a
나도
weapon.
배신하려면 챙겨가야지.
Feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands.
그래. 똑같이 대갚아주자고. 눈에는 눈, 목숨에는
The door
목숨이야.
to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess...
That's right. Scraping. I told you she has
뭐
something. I
가지고 있는 거
told
아니야?
you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice
목소리?
carries up the stairs.
뭘 끌리는 소리가 나?
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
뭐?
There is something so wrong with that
목소리가
voice.
이상한데 그러니까.
Yeah. She thinks she's better than us. Like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you
어?
descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these
배신할 거지, 이
chains. We're
새끼야.
not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get
뒤에 뭐
close.
숨기고 있지?
Let our guard down.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows.
아, 잘못 눌렀다.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
아니 죽이러 왔는데 이 새끼야. 내가 한번 찔러 죽이려고?
What? No! No! I wouldn't stab
어?
you. I am just a sweet, innocent princess trapped here for no reason. And you are a brave
당황했다.
knight who's supposed to walk up to not stabbing distance to help me.
I have absolutely zero doubt
가까이 가면 찌를 것 같아.
she's going to stab us if we get...
She certainly feels threatening.
Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it.
뭐?
But you know who is armed? You. So stop
탐색을 좀
second-guessing yourself
하자.
and do your job. But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
너한테 칼에 있는 거 다 알아. 칼을 버린 다음에 여기서 나가게 해줄게. 예.
A knife? What are you talking about?
치마 속에 숨겼겠지. 치마 폭에.
Why would I keep a knife?
허벅지에 이렇게 어?
And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyway.
그러니까 계획을 술술 부는구만.
Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't.
두 손을 보여봐. 그럼 증명해봐. 칼이 없다는 거 증명해.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you. But I don't
아, 손을
have one,
보여달라니까?
so I can't.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands
진짜
from
없네.
behind her back.
But look at this. Hands. Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with.
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she
아니,
shakes
다른
her
데도 다
sleeves.
다른 데도 다 보여봐. 아닙니다.
And empty sleeves too. Look at how few stabbing implements I have.
아니 소매는 누가 숨겨? 다른 비밀스러운 곳에 숨기고 있을지도 모르잖아.
I've shown you all of my hiding spots. What kind of princess do you think I am? I would never hide something sharp somewhere secret. Wait, that sounds like I'm lying, but I'm actually not. My secret zones are for me only.
뭐?
They have nothing to do with you or my intention to not stab you to death the second you get close to me.
Her smile drops for a moment.
날카로운
Her expression
무표정.
sharp and flat.
I assure you, there's nothing hidden there.
I'm inclined to believe her on that one.
이걸 믿는다고?
She seems serious.
이명웅이 안 되겠다 진짜로.
Of course, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have something hidden somewhere. We know.
에라 모르겠다. 누나 에바고요. 예. 무슨 일 있었는지 기억해?
Last time? If somebody came into my
이 새끼
house
기억하네.
to death and then I killed him, surely I would remember that. But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
Last time? What are you talking about? Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth. I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only
그러니까
ones that
얘도
loop back
기억하고
to the
있겠지.
start. Someone else has to remember, right? Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
정확히 그거잖아. 기억하고 있네.
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again? I mean, just so I could stab you for the first
그러니까
time.
이 새끼 술술 부는구나.
Aha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count. Do you hear how deranged you sound right now?
폭력만 유일한
Please
해답이다.
stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. But
나도 믿고 싶지만 너 지금 너무 미심쩍게 굴잖아.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like silly little bird face thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything? Thinks he could tell me to get rid of all
괜히
the
들고
knives I
왔다,
don't
그지?
even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me.
칼 되게 괜히 들고 왔나?
I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
how many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her? We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry, do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now? You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk. And maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of
지들끼리 싸우고 있네,
self-deprecation
우리는.
would go a long way. No. I have my dignity. Fine, and will continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
아, 이제 슬슬 아무도 죽을 필요 없어.
Of course not. At least not now, because
가까이
you're
와야
here to
할걸?
save me. But you'll have to come close.
I think I've said my piece. I think we all have.
접근 한번 해볼까? 공주에게 접근한다. 저장합시다. 접근.
Of course I won't.
Against your better judgment,
다른 짓
walk
하기만
across the
해봐.
hunt within arm's reach of the princess. I don't like the way you said within arm's reach. You hear the horrible sound of metal
지랄하지
slicing
마라.
through meat. Whose meat? Not ours, right? Hers, at first. Then yours. Your neck, specifically.
Hehe.
히히히 이 새끼야.
You collapse to the ground, your vision swimming as you attempt to focus on her bloody blade and the limp sack of flesh that was once her arm.
You're going to die now.
팔에서 이게 나온 거야? 이 새끼 뭐
And
뮤턴트야
with a quick
진짜?
jerk of her elbow, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
아니 이러면 어떡해?
Path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over.
그래, 내가 하고 싶은 말이 이거야. 좆가.
Woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin. You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards. Wait, excuse me.
내가 하고 싶은 말이었어.
What did you just do? I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
The circle's getting smaller and smaller.
사냥감의
Running
목소리?
isn't an option anymore. We have to fight.
사냥감이 됐나 보네.
What's the point of fighting if she's
절망?
just going to win every time? It hurts being sliced to pieces. We're better off just sitting up here and doing nothing.
Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times? This
세
is
번째요.
no wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction. Right? That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
I couldn't agree more. We couldn't
와,
be trusted
절망의
with the
목소리
fate of a
그냥
single person, let alone
개 같네,
the fate
그죠?
of the world.
Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure.
뭐야?
You take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be
그냥 지 혼자
difficult to save the
챙겨버리네.
princess and save the world without a weapon.
This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
That's right. We've got to be able to win
그러니까 한
eventually.
번은 이겨야지 우리도.
And what if we never do?
So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as
그러니까,
much as you would,
지하실이
but how
입구가
are we
없는데?
supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
거울에 다가간다.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it.
Let's just move it out of the way without looking. I don't want to see us. I'm sure we all look awful after dying.
Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like.
거울 보고
I care
싶은데.
about getting to the end of this mess.
거울을 닦는다.
You reach forward and place
그냥
your
문이
hand on the door
생겼네요.
to the basement. It creaks open.
아이고.
And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
It was never there. Just an illusion.
Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be
오케이,
fine.
공주 다시 만나러 갑시다.
You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement
아,
stairs. They are
미끄럼틀이었구나.
smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
미끄럼틀이었어.
Your body tumbles
또 왔다.
onto the basement floor and the form of
아, 원거리 무기 가져오면 되잖아. 활이라든지, 그죠? 이런 거 하면은 공주도 꼼짝 못할 텐데.
Hi. It looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time.
Oh.
That's part of the fun.
Fun for her, maybe. I didn't like dying all over again.
Thinking about dying makes us as good as dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
Nothing bad has come of it yet.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
The past isn't real. There's only here.
사냥감 목소리 개 때리고 싶네.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat.
아니 뮤턴트 뭐야 이거?
Twin blades glistening with her blood.
아니, 바로
The empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves.
아니 카레 악마잖아 진짜로.
She's loose, and she is coming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit.
오지
She's
마.
coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
오지 말라고. 아 쉽네. 유혹하면 되잖아. 바로 유혹의 자세.
Now, I've tolerated quite a bit from you, but this is a bridge too far.
유혹하자.
Please don't try romancing the princess. She wants to kill you. Yeah, do we have to
유혹해보자.
flirt with the murderous
뭐.
monster?
I'd rather not.
It's not like she wants us. And
I'm fine with it. Let's see where
애교라도
this
부려
goes.
애교. 난 널 이해해. 로맨틱한 의미로 네가 좋아. 아마 우리 데이트로 이 문제를 해결할 수 있지 않을까?
A rosy blush flushes in the princess's cheeks.
너도 사실
A wide grin cuts across her face.
You're sweet. I like you too. You're probably my favorite person other than me.
그럼
Oh, be damned. This is actually going to work, isn't it?
Still gonna kill you.
아니 왜?
Or not.
at least she likes us. I've never been like.
아 절망의 그 인사이드 아웃 슬픔이 맨키로 그죠? 초치는 거 아주 대박이구만.
Blush glowing in her cheeks. The princess closes the distance between you. Blades flashing.
어씨.
She skewers you.
아니 바로 죽어?
Ow. What worthwhile romance doesn't hurt at least a little bit?
홀린 자의 목소리.
Is that she likes us. Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
분열 왔다.
I think we're dead, and that's all we'll ever be. Dead, 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 dead.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died
그래,
a
지금
second
살아있잖아,
ago, but
얘들아.
right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
This is 4.
네 번째까지
No
왔네.
wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
미연 씨잖아.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's gotta be...
As long as we keep moving.
We'll win her heart eventually.
그래 마음을 사로잡자.
Oh, great. So it's going to get even more crap.
아 절망아.
Even more deluded voices that think we might stand any kind of chance.
말도 느려 그냥.
Come on, show me something new.
아. 패닉한다. 찔러주게 놔둘 거야. 살살 구슬면 띄워줘 보자. 선택지가 젊은 형파. 우리 꼬시는 거 왜 없어? 꼬시는 거. 효과는 없다. 그녀가 당신을 죽이고 또 죽인다. 당신의 의식이 살아나고 또 살아나는 것을 반복하며 당신의 기억은 흐려지고 당신과 일어나는 싸움의 일부분을 유지한다.
None of this is working. Think. She skewers you. Well, there's more of us.
에버야.
Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her hard.
싸움꾼의 목소리.
She skewers you.
싸움도 잘해.
You'll have to be trickier than that.
Then you skewer yourself.
자살.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Huh. That didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought. Just panic. Flee. Skewers you.
No, you don't get to
도망가면
escape.
죽고.
That's not how this works.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up.
Okay, she's going to kill this body.
냉혈의 목소리 나왔네.
So
감각을
stop feeling what
동요하지
it
마시오.
feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
See? We're getting better. Okay.
아, 꼬시자니까
okay,
그냥.
That was a good one. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that.
기회주의자 또 나왔네.
I'm sure she'll listen to reason. Skewers you. We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time.
거의 다 왔다고?
Right. One last time, that's all we need. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
아니 상호 확실히 파괴. 아 정신 나갈 것 같아.
Don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here.
Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different and different.
Oh, what if we throw it out the window?
Over my dead body.
That won't be very hard. We've died.
Besides, what better way to
홀린자까지.
die so very many times?
홀린자 혼자 그냥
Sharp hands of a beautiful.
지금 말하는 거 봐라.
Sure, I can think of a better way to. Yeah, they're all the same.
How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? The only thing we're gonna there are entirely too
Oh.
many of. How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them?
Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destiny.
홀린자는 인정이지.
With our stuff.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs. Only it's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut
그래,
up then and
닥치고
speed this
있어.
whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels don't care. Just want to win.
왔어?
Fine. You make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
또 쌍칼?
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me.
마음에
It's
든다고?
good
나도
even.
마음에 들어.
I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone.
뭘
Do you want to
준비했는데?
see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer.
Oh.
I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait, and not for very long, because I'm going to.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing.
아니 별로 안 듣고 싶은데.
Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really?
Really?
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches.
준비한 게 이거야?
And then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in
내가
the
바로
center of the room
칼날 여왕이다.
blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit!
She's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Yes, behold the perfect woman.
Do you think we can throw her out the window?
That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating.
심장.
That's all she needs.
This is fake. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a.
We're screwed.
정신을 비운다.
What just happened?
정신을
So
비웠어요.
Quiet.
해설자도 비워.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes
자,
me
이제 둘만
feel
남았구나.
different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
당신은 반사적으로 움직인다. 공주는 당신이 다가오자 공격하지만 그녀가 공격을 휘두르는 순간 당신은 이미 다른 곳에 있다. 드디어
You're incredible.
무의 경지에 올랐다다. 깨달음을 얻은 거지. 둘의 무게는 계속 맞부딪힌다. 당신과 그녀는 자신조차 잊고 건무에 몸을 맡긴다. 마치 춤과 같은 건무만이 존재한다. 파도처럼 앞뒤로 밀리고 밀어붙인다. 당신이 건무에 빠져드는 만큼 심장은 더 빠르게 뛰고 전투의 양상도 빨라진다. 끝없이 동작이 쌓여나가고 한순간 빈틈이 생긴다. 당시의 단검이 자의를 가진 듯 움직이고 그녀의 칼도 마찬가지다. 나이스! 양쪽의 공격이 모두 치명적이다. 둘 모두 살아남지 못할 것이다. 그러나 누구도 들어가지 않는다. 이것은 해피엔딩이다. 죽여! 다 가야겠죠. 바라보기. 좀 뭐가 생겼냐? 수척해졌다고? 힘들었나 보네. 또 가면 또 걔 있겠죠?
I am a
왔어?
growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of
밀물
thoughts
썰물
ebbing
집합체.
and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any
내가
once,
지금
to
얘
shift
키우게 하고
forward to
있잖아.
something new. And to look, all of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
너는 모순이 아니야. 모순은 존재하지 않아.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is, I am everything that you have known
What?
me to be, but I am also none of it.
이해하기 힘들구만. 어떻게 모순으로 존재할 수 있다는 거야?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen.
첫 번째 선택지 고르면 두 번째가 첫 번째로 올라오기 때문에 순서대로 고르고 있는 거예요. 첫 번째를 고르면 첫 번째 사라져서.
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for
저를
you any less.
증오하냐고?
Does it
아니
make you worse?
말만 좀 쉽게 해주면 증오 안 할
You
텐데.
resent me.
말을 왜 이렇게 어렵게 하니? 난 널 증오해.
You are what brings me meaning. Know that the pain of your journey will subside in due time. But you still have a ways to go before we are.
얼마나 더 가져와야
We
돼?
will know.
아,
I will be here when it is time.
오케이.
for
또
us to
그릇
meet
가지러
again.
가죠. 이제 뭘 해야 되는
You're on
거지?
the path. You're here.
아니 아까 그 단검을 뺀다 했었거든요. 아니 아까 단검을 뺀다가 있었는데 기다려봐.
You make your award.
맥박 체크하지 말고 단검 빼기가 있었거든요.
interior
어떻게
of the
되는지
blade.
모르겠네.
You take the. Her voice.
Who's there?
She said, "Don't let."
계단을 내려가서
Good. You
바로
walk as she focus on.
죽입니다.
And there you are. Are you?
You step forward.
Oh, I'm probably so.
She's on.
바로 죽여요.
You feel.
Oh, this is. I'm. Do you actually?
It's like.
여기서
It's over. Is it over?
어? 뭐야?
Yes. Exactly.
못 고르잖아.
It's with your work done. Why do I feel you did kill someone? But that day, you opened the cabin door. Only what?
엥?
What's
이거
this?
봤던 건데?
We. Good. I can hear. He's right. Do you hear that? Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it
저
is
단검을
to
써야
take
해.
that
설마
blade
자살하나?
and you don't you.
헉! 아까는 여기서 영혼이 있었잖아. 이번에는 이 세계에서 탈출하는 거야.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough
이
reward
배은
for saving
망덕한-
the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate.
바로
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and
내려갔습니다.
walk down the stairs. The princess's body is
뭐야?
dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself,
살자
and you
엔딩.
die.
아까는 그냥 영혼이
The
살았죠.
end. Nice knowing you. You're on a path in the woods. You're here to...
유령.
I can assure you that you're not dead. If he doesn't remember what... That's fine.
냉혈의 목소리네
Well,
얘는.
for-
오두막에 가야죠.
A warning. She will lie. She won't.
이거 다음에 무조건 공주편 한번 들어보자. 그죠?
The interior of the cabin is cold. A soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the blade is your implant. It feels like no one, like I've been...
거울 가야겠죠?
You walk up to the... What are you talking?
잠깐만 또 사라지고.
Reach forward, but there, and now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying.
이거 가져가야 될까?
Clearly, it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
죽였으니까. 아 이거 어떻게 해야 돼? 가져가자.
You take
어차피 처음에 죽였는데 뭐 안
the door to
가져가는
the
거지.
basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a.
아이고.
The room below. Nobody's here. As much as I appreciate the optimism, I guess we'll just have to go down and see.
아무도 없. 아
As
죽어
you
있네.
descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view.
뭐지? 왜 안 살아났지
Skeletal
얘는?
body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you.
어?
Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head
에반데?
appears from underneath the floor.
이게 뭐야?
Two deep-set eyes
이게
stare up
뭐야?
at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head.
아니 이게 뭐야?
Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? Ghost!
그그그그그.
Wow. How absolutely terrifying.
Oh, it's you.
어?
Hiya, Keller.
날 기다리고
I was
있었어?
hoping to see you again. I have some issues with
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit,
Oh.
gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down
유령이야?
your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a
와
body,
그냥 롤로로와
and she's right
조로맨키로 여기 상처 생긴 거 봐라
That
그죠?
means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
한 번 더 죽이자. 상황 좀 지켜보다가
I see you brought that annoying knife again.
또 가져왔지롱.
So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else?
아이씨 뭐가 이렇게 많아 씨. 뭐가 이렇게 많아.
Yes, obviously things are strange right now. I think it's safe to say that you've seen finish. How? You haven't tried
이번엔
slaying
죽여보지
her yet this
않았잖아요?
time. And then you'll have saved. I think he's asked. What do you mean? You already know what we mean. don't
또
you?
우리를 영원한 공허에 가둘 생각이라고? 처음에 이제 영원한 공허에 우리를
You're
가둬버렸잖아
going to
얘가.
try and lock us away in a timeless void again. Because I didn't much care for that. I'm not going to lock you anywhere. What an interesting choice.
왜 아직도 살아있지?
I don't feel very bad. But I guess I'm not. No.
적당히 죽였다고?
So you must have only mostly killed me. Or maybe death is only mostly real.
아으
It's also mostly not real. I'm not sure. I'm just the one these things have happened to.
또
Not the one
비문학지문
with all the
이
answers.
새끼들.
Or any of the answers.
But we're not a ghost. Unless we are? Maybe that's why the mirror disappeared. We're actually dead. Death, at least as a form of permanence, is just a concept. And clearly it's not a very useful one anymore. See, this is why I didn't want you to talk to her. Death is not just a concept, it is an extremely real phenomenon. Don't let her distort your reality. Cold, hard facts exist. The truth exists.
하지만 네 몸이 저기 있는 걸 죽은 몸이?
The princess glances back at the bones lying on the floor.
It's just a body. Do you believe these
뼈다귀?
bones? Or do you believe me? Because those bones aren't talking to you.
She's seeing things pragmatically. We should do the same. Reality is what's in front of us, not our preconceptions of what it should be.
왜 대단지 알고 있어?
How should I know? Why does anyone come back?
볼 일이 남아있다고?
Maybe I have unfinished business with you. Or maybe you... All I know is there's a hole in my chest. Not the big obvious one.
단검이 꽂아서 생긴 구멍 말고 더
There's
오래되고
something
더...
older and
에?
deeper. A nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm
있을
supposed
곳이
to be.
여기가 아니라고? 네가 있을 곳이 어딘데?
Home.
집?
And just where is home, I wonder?
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far away. Wherever I'm supposed to be, it's out there.
뭐지? 집이 어딘데?
How specific. And how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way
그 세 개
would be to let
다
her
붕괴되고 나면 나오는
which,
그
in case you
본체가
haven't been
집이라고.
listening, will spell the
느끼나?
end of the entire world.
네가 집에 갈 수 있게 하는 도울 방법이 있어?
No. Those bones are just about
깨부숴버린다 두개골 그냥.
Hurt me. Bury them. Smash them. It won't do a thing. But you can help me. This place won't let me leave. At least, I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place. Even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out.
Maybe we should just leave. Hasn't got out, and it'd be dull anyway.
But you can come and go as you please, can't you?
몸을 빌려달라고?
So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you own me.
빚진 거 없다. 왜 그러냐?
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't.
나도
let
이제
that
공주야?
happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it?
Now isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with
해설자랑 공주랑
I
보게 할
wonder
수
what she
있다고?
would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
아니 알고 싶은데. 오두마사가 내가 보면서 나갈 거지?
If I'm able to. But for all we
아니
know,
왜 그래?
it works. Maybe I'll wind up stuck with you for a long.
Don't much like the sound of that. It's crowded enough in here as is.
It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy.
That is a
나쁘지 않네. 들어와.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as
들어와.
her rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
고맙긴 뭘.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many
들어와.
times do I have to tell you?
아니 왜 그래? 들어오지 마. 아이씨.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest,
들어와
a
버렸다.
freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
응, 안 돼.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now.
왜 이렇게 무거워? 뭘 먹은 거야?
Out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision
오두막인가?
swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh?
아이고.
So, it doesn't work like that for you?
Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor. Are they also
깨진
supposed to be
유리조각들.
you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass. I'm.
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me, is what I am.
그런갑네.
Who
계단
cares
여기
what we
있잖아.
are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight.
그래,
Well,
곧
the
나가야
others
될 거야.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him.
아, 빨리 나가,
You don't need to know
임마.
who I am. You just need to know that I'm different from
어,
you.
뭐야,
More
해설자.
important.
더 중요한 존재라고?
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me
어,
dance.
해설자라
I
말했다.
can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there.
오,
Like the shape of something left behind.
공주랑 해설자랑 드디어 3다 되면 우리 셋이 그지? 이분이 속한 존재가 아니야.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Obviously, she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows
그러니까.
that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that.
공주는 내 편이구나. 응.
This is infuriating.
열뻗치네.
If you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this.
아, 세이브? 목소리 너무
It's
많아.
okay. We're almost out of here. Just take it one step at a time, and
Everything won't be fine.
One way or another, this
wouldn't that be nice?
공주를 죽인다. 지하실 떠난다. 죽였!
isn't that.
I hadn't even considered it as
동반 자살!
Of course we're all right then.
What do you think you're doing?
Hear that? She's scared. No point wasting more time.
Do it!
Do it. You lift the blade.
또 살자.
Plunge it deep into your guts.
좋아,
Pain spreads
좋아.
quickly through your torso as you attempt to turn its edge up towards your heart.
No!
Princess, her spirit bound to your prison of flesh as she had once been bound to the basement's prison of stone, cries out. Your skin roils and bucks as she violently pushes against it from the inside. Bits of her seep through, white and glowing with ethereal
공주
light.
죽여!
But still,
Is this really what you wanted? Do you hate me so much that you would kill yourself just to deny me freedom?
당연하지.
yes, he would. Because he knows what's at stake, and he knows what will happen if you leave this place. I'm not so sure about all of that. Don't be modest. You're a hero.
You think I'm going to stick around while you die? Oh no, I'm leaving.
You can try if you want. But I think this is an end for all of us.
Out, let me out, let me out, let me out!
안 돼, 안 돼. 못
Princess's
나가.
form continues struggling to pull itself out of you, but the effort is in vain. You collapse to your knees. Your vision
못 나가,
blurs,
이놈아.
then starts to fade.
우리 같이
Then
가는
what
거야?
happens?
I think he's gone. Just like everything else. Are we dead? I don't know. I don't think so.
지난번과 다르대.
This is different.
어? 뭐야, 나왔어? 머릿속 목소리들이 논쟁하는 동안 공주가 당신의 몸에서 기어나 아무것도 없는 공허의 한복판에 쓰러진다.
Do you think we're done?
아니,
Do you?
잘 가라. 재물로 또 바쳤죠? 기억이 되돌아온다.
Where did she go? And there's that mirror again.
다 가야지.
This
Ignore.
팔이 야위였다? 해체되었다. 또 이 새끼야, 또!
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I'm curious to see what it means for us to know it.
반갑습니다. 트위치 왜 안 켜냐고요? 20 뭐야 일주일도 안 남았잖아. 트위치 어차피 트위치 사라지는 거 그죠? 그냥 치즈 켜. 바깥 세상에 사람도 있을까? 네가 나 돌려보낼 때마다 나 혼자가 아니야. 내가 말을 거는 목소리들이 있어. 일본 나지만 그중 한 명은 뭔가 다른 존재야. 난 그를 해설자라고 불러. 그는 내가 널 죽이기를 원해. 내게도 해설자가 있어? 이거 한번 제대로 물어보네 그죠?
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
그걸 찾게 되면 너와 나 진실을 알게 되겠지.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
사람들 있을까?
It doesn't matter if there are.
아유 돌아올 준비가 됐어.
The next time I will be here.
그래. 또 왔네. 잠시만요. 이거를 세이브를 하고 여기서 여기서 지하실 한번 떠나보자. 인정하시죠?
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
유령을 몸에 신고 지하실 떠나는 겁니다.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is.
You don't know that.
I do.
Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
It doesn't mean that at all.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective.
아, 이 새끼들 또
Where does the world end?
또 이거
and something
하네.
else
예.
begin? Does the destruction
Against the backdrop of the inane
오케이, 나왔다,
conjecture of
유령이랑.
meaningless little voices,
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he
좋아할지도
likes me.
모른다고?
Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you,
싫어한다는데?
and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate.
And whine.
징징대기.
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're...
몸을 끌어 나아간다.
You continue
밖으로
slowly to
나가보자고.
the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here,
죽였던 것도
I don't care
잊어버린다고?
that you murdered me anymore.
You
그
lifted
정도야?
a shaking hand and rested on the door handle. But you pause before you open
칼집?
it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will.
Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up?
기껏
It's
탈진이야?
over. There's no use.
그래 해설자가 막을 수도 있긴 하잖아.
Let's...
문을 연다.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it. And then the door collapsed to the ground. You and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look
고개를
up and see...
들고.
Yes?
뭐야 또 왔어?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had
헬스 사라졌네.
I suppose.
But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world?
We're still here.
Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are
오!
we in some world that exists after the world
Oh.
ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or
머리 아파.
have we never been part?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two.
어 뭐야?
Let's see if I can pop out.
나가는 거야? 나왔네? 공포pen이 두 눈동자가 솟아오르며 당신을 바라보자. 당신은 가슴이 한결 가벼워졌음을 느낀다. 어?
You actually freed me, didn't you? I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, killer.
Don't mention it.
I think this is where I'm meant to be.
뭐야? 둘 다 들어갔네?
She's gone.
얘도 흡수된 거야? 해체되었다. 둘 다 해체됐네? 지금 거울에 갖다 받치고 있어.
The next time I will be here.
결국 뭐야? 결국 두 갈래 다 해체된 걸로 가긴 했네요.
You're here to
이번에는 무조건 공주편 들기로 했지. 무조건 공주편. 어떻게 해야 된다지? 어떻게 가야지? 설명해줘서 고마워.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way a warning. She will
어떻게 해야 된다지? 공주랑 같이 나오려면
almost a blade is your
단검 안 가져가고 들어간 다음에
her voice is don't
안녕 인사나 하자.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please.
You walk down the stairs and lock. She's beautiful. I am begging you to.
여기서
Hi.
미연 씨 들어가겠습니다. 한번 해보지. 이야기 좀 하자.
Okay.
잘못 골랐다. 퀵 로드가 뭐야? 이거 뒤로 못 가냐? 아 페이지 다운이었나? 이름이 뭐야? 공주.
She pauses.
You can address me
이거
as
봤던 건데? 밖에 난 뭐 할 거야?
The princess. She doesn't. She knows what.
Are you looking for the truth?
믿지 않는 것 같아요. 이름 물어보는 걸 싫어하나 봐.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know.
You have all the.
뭘 먹고 살아온
I don't see
거지?
what that.
This is the only. Okay.
공주가 이름인가?
Like I said, I'm sorry. I've been down here.
Okay.
아까도 이거 똑같이 했던 건데, 그죠? 당장 꺼내줄게!
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you.
땡큐, 땡큐!
Thank you.
땡큐, 땡큐!
You're making a huge mistake. No. You're doing the right. You walk up to the chain. They're large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
열쇠 없어.
Maybe it's somewhere doubtful.
위로 올라가려 했는데 문 닫히잖아요. 그러니까 다 줄 생각 있어,
Maybe
물어볼게.
there's some way to break the chains. Or if that doesn't work, I
칼
guess you can
잘라낸다고?
always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion.
누나,
if we
당근
were stuck
없어.
down here long enough, I'm sure we were tempted to make you someone.
도로 내려가죠.
You make it easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam.
There's a slight panic.
갖춘
If I
거가
could just get out of
똑같고
this
여기서
shit.
갑자기
She
팔
barely
부러뜨죠?
hesitates before raising her arm as she rips her flesh from her. It's the blade
근데
from
단검이
upstairs.
떨어지잖아, 여기서.
Or you won't.
이 단검 때문에 내가 죽거든? 일단 구하기.
Fine. Again, you cut. The
일단
blade
팔
is sharp.
잘라주고요.
Her limbs. She didn't so much. No. She smiles. How is?
Thank you.
구하고 먼저 가야 되나?
No. We won't have any. As the princess approach. Wait. Watch me.
잠깐만, 여기서 경고.
Stop that.
Something's.
Your body lunges forward.
경고했잖아.
The blade low, ready to. But the princess. Stop it.
저항.
The blade. As your body remains frozen.
저항해.
We both know this.
She nervously reaches towards
단검
you.
가져가서.
I'm sorry. I'll try
Yeah.
to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew.
어?
It is agony.
아직 죽지
You
않았습니다.
aren't dead yet.
Oh no. I'm
스미마센!
so sorry.
Stay strong. We can
착하게 했으니까 얘도 착하게 오는구나. 아까는 맨 처음에 나 죽일 때는 목 자를 때는 무표정으로 했는데.
For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a
스미마센!
painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of whatever.
She sinks the blade into your
너무
chest
괴로워.
again and again and again, and you feel
그렇습니다.
every inch of
너무
burning
괴로워.
slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
스미마셍.
I'm sorry.
아 이건 미안한 게 아닌 것 같은데.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her
아니
knife
이건
work
즐기는
is, does it?
거잖아.
A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
그래도 이번엔 좀 착하다잉. 응.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out.
야 그래도
You
울어주잖아.
collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The print it can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things
그래도
to have gone
울어주는데?
differently, I
어.
can't deny the reality of what's happened. Everything goes dark, and you die.
그리고 이 넘어오네 소공녀. 드디어 미연씨구나. 드디어
You're on the
잘해보자고.
path, you're here to.
여기 왔었고 오두막에 가죠.
She will lie. If only. Forget he said anything.
여 뭐야 방금.
But he is.
홀린 자구나 이번 애가.
Beloved brutally take our life last time.
이번 애가 홀린 자의 목소리네.
But he won't be able to withstand the
여미새.
power of our love. Last time? What are you talking about? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice.
여미새 새끼.
Let's try to ignore him. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them.
네.
Don't pay their bickering.
들어가죠. 러버스처럼 돼 있는 거 아니야? 안 들어갔는데. 네. 왜 이렇게 정상적이냐?
Is clean and elegant. Its stone walls draped
단검 가져가지 말죠. 어디 여자친구한테 단검을 들어?
You'll need it if you want.
네, 거울 갔다가 뭐 없는 거 당연히 없겠죠.
You reach forward, but there was. Now it's gone. Pity.
지하실 끈 들어갑시다. 단검 안 가져가.
We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell.
지하실이 당신을 반기는 것
carpet
같습니다.
glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
부드러운 목소리래.
Hello? Is someone there?
그래,
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last
역시
time.
여미새구만.
I think we're in love. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love.
매력도 속이는 중
Just
하나라고.
remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
가보자고.
We walk down the stairs
잘
and
있었구만.
lock eyes with the princess.
내가
There's a heavy
구해주겠어.
chain around her wrist, binding. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I
아,
was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said.
아이고.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back.
여기 이미 왔었나요?
You've been here before,
그럼요.
haven't you? That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was
정당방위.
self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to
해설자가
oblivion.
대체 누굴 뭘까?
I
이
really hoped
정체가.
I'd be the first, but what's done is done. We damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else.
그냥 다른
You can't
세계에 온
keep hopping
거라고.
between worlds forever, especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible. Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity
감동시킬
to
또 하나의
sweep her
기회.
off her feet and now hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this?
We never saw a world end. And now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic
아니 둘이 얘기 좀 해. 공주 두고 그냥 셋이서 얘기해. 이 새끼들.
Anyone convince us otherwise.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
지난번에서도 이름에 널 죽이라고 날보낸 해설자가 내 몸을 조종했어.
Another version of me was pushed to such drastic action. It was for good reason.
That's okay.
괜찮아요.
You're just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride.
그럼
To a surprising
너그럽잖아.
extent. That's because she... Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little
악독한
voice
자의
like
목소리.
him, always
내가 죽고 나서 무슨 일 있었어?
You died, and now we're talking.
이게 말이야 이 새끼야? 나머지 묻지 맙시다. 미연씨니까 도와자.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains.
Good luck with that. Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with
진짜 여미새구만.
No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already? Because we've yet to present her with her freedom. I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by
아니 이 새끼 왜 이래? 정신 나간 것 같아.
Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do?
그래 자유를 선언해주자.
I think I'd rather believe in fact. Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her binding.
곧 세레나데도 하겠구만.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I'll...
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
I would if you had a weapon.
무기도
Not on my watch,
없어.
villain. My passions contain titanic depths.
우리들이 자살할 거래.
Anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
You wouldn't.
I would.
할 수 있어.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
공주야.
You approach the
뭐야
princess,
이게 돼?
gingerly slide her hand from her binding.
결혼해줘.
That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
손목 가늘다 하잖아.
I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
아까 손에서 칼 나오던 칼날 여왕이 맞냐?
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
땡큐 땡큐.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried.
이 공주는 공주구만.
Everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
뭐 하고 싶어?
Let me guess. End the world?
아니.
Spoken
닥쳐봐
with
해설자 이
the
새끼야.
cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before. I mean, you sort of did last time, but this is different.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want... You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave.
뭐 나가자고?
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I don't know. 첫 번째부터
I just
물어봐야지.
want to make you happy.
행복하게 해주고 싶다고?
She can't just...
It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her.
여기서
So of
나가면
course she'd
그녀와
want the
꼭
same
결혼하겠어. BGM이 좀 이상해진 것 같은데? 뭐 어느 게 있을 거 아니야.
I just want to make you happy.
잠깐만.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you. Only she isn't a good liar. You.
하지만 뭐가 널 행복하게 하는데?
I just want to make you happy.
아, 그림체 뭐야?
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right.
뭐야 이 미미짱은?
I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
뭔가 원하는 게 있겠지.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Is it just me, or
뭐야,
does it
털이야,
feel like
뭐게?
we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones.
그냥 나갔어야 되나?
No, she was our perfect match.
이걸 뺏긴다고?
She's gone. Is that this? Yes.
이번엔 아무것도 아니라는데? 희미하고 그림자 가리지 뭐든가. 까마귀야? 넌 나야?
I think you know. What I am.
해설자야 너? 너 뭐야? 네가 해설자군. 영영 못 보는 건가 생각하고 있었어.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
뭐 적당히 많이 멸망시켰어. 넌 무엇이지 나와 비슷한 존재야?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
해설자들은 전부 각자 다른 존재였던 거야. 지금까지 해설자들이 엄청 많았잖아요. 다 각자 다른 존재였던 거야?
Of course.
헉!
That is by both
다 똑같은 애들이 아니었네.
This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another
그러니까
world.
이전 분기를 기억을 못하는구만.
But you'll be awake soon. And then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
뭐 하고 싶은 말이라도 있어? 네 5만 원으로 불러온 이 엉망에 대해서 말이야?
I do. The people out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
엄복동인가봐. 영어가 잘 안 되어 좋습니다. 하지만 엄복동 하나만은 기억해 주십시오.
Nobody alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone.
술 한잔 했습니다. 영어가 잘 안 돼도 좋습니다. 이번 세계가 멸망해도 좋습니다. 하지만 기억해 주십시오. 묻고 싶은 게 정말 많아. 아이씨. 너 근데 일부야? 아니면 뭔가 다른 존재야?
No, I'm not a part of you. That's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point, I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of you that existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is?
씨. 내 진짜 정체는 뭐야?
You're the long quiet, the
정말?
god I made to rid the world of death. Soon I'll be gone entirely, and you'll be left alone with your final choice. So allow me to make my final request. The princess contains death itself.
공주는 죽음이고 나는 죽음을 없애는 정막인 건가?
You need to destroy her forever. Do it. Slay her and rid the world of death and
and suffering.
공주가 죽음이구만. 어째서 내가 세계의 죽음을 없애기 원하지? 세계의 죽음은 공주란 뜻이니까 어째서 내가 공주를 죽이는 걸 원하지?
If you need to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of dying.
거짓말. 네 생각. 거짓말하자.
Are you lying?
헤헤.
I can't tell.
잘 죽어.
But I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo, and echoes always fade away.
잘 가. 마지막 유리파편이 깨지자 당신 새로운 깨달음을 얻는다. 해설자의 말대로 당신은 정막이다. 새로 태동하기 시작한 무한한 신. 그리고 이제 깨어날 시간이다. 이 모든 것이 당신이다. 오두막으로 간다. 마지막으로 한 번 더. 당신의 모든 것에 심장부에 도착했지만 그곳에는 마지막 그릇이 없다. 아무것도 보이지 않는다. 너무 뭐야? 잠깐만 너무 야한데? 뭐야 이거?
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
드디어 완전해진 거야?
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
바로 그 락 페스티벌 관중 다이브 하는 것 마냥 그냥 바로 다이브 하고 싶네요, 그죠? 바로 그냥 라고 할 뻔. 예. 나도 네가 그리웠죠. 그녀가 무한한 미소로 답한다. 그리고 당신의 다음 말을 인자 기다린다. 메아리에 대해 알아? 그러니까 해설자에 대해 알아? 우리의 대화를 들었어?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
나는 정막이야. 하지만 그게 무슨 의미인지 모르겠어.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the
변화의
shifting
집합체?
mound, a pale imitation of
이해가
my
기지가 안 되네
action.
그냥. 이제 무슨 일이 일어나지?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from
해설자가 우리를 둘로 나눴을 때
he gave you
해설자는
a
나에게
chance
선택을 주었고
and me a
얘한테 역할을 주었다.
I am not death, but I contain it in
자기는
me.
공주가 아니지만 공주는 이 사람의 수많은 모습 속에 품어져 있다. 죽음이 공주이기 때문에 그죠? 저는 공주를 막는 정막이고 죽음을 막는 정막. 저는 공주가 아니지만 공주는 수많은 모습 속에 품어져 있다. What the fuck? 그러니까 얘가 변화에 뭐라 했잖아. 뭐야 이거 로그. 변화의 집합체. 그러니까 변화의 집합체와 정막으로 둘로 나눴는데 공주는 변화의 집합체의 여러 모습 중에 하나일 뿐이야. 그러니까 매번 모습이 다른 거고 라고 이해하면 되나? What the fuck? 예.
So, will you attempt to
뭐라는 거야?
destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open
그러니까
the
공주가
floodgates
변화의 집합체 그냥
imagination?
일부 모습일 뿐이지 그냥. 얘가 변화의 집합체고 공주는 죽음이지. 당시 저를 파괴하여 죽음과 의미가 사라진 세계를 만들 건가요? 그러니까 변화의 집합체를 파괴하여 공주와 의미가 사라진 세계를 만들 건가요? 아니면 마지막 문을 열어 우리의 자유를 쫓을 건가요? 열어야지. 저만가 떠나도 되는 거야?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end.
왜 나만 이 모든 것에 대해 할 말 없어? 왜 나만 이 모든 책임을 지는 거야?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens. Just as you and I share reflections of each other's
사기꾼이야.
gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
아이씨. 대화 이거 탐색이니까
My very nature is paradox,
모순이에요.
as is yours.
아, 머리 터지겠어.
Beyond their reach. And you, but violence and passion are dances that both of us know well.
뭐야 갑자기
If this is
무서워
what it
놈아.
takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
So be it.
Your liver drags a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? Love melted into skepticism, and you pulled back layer after layer after layer, until all you were left with was the knowledge that you did not know me. You sought the truth then. Will you hide from it, now that it...
아이씨. 아이 잘못 에반데? 이거 잘못한 거 아니냐? 퀵 로드는 어디로 가는 거야? 저장을 했어야 되는 거 같은데? 잠깐만요. 퀵 로드 하면 어디로 가? 뭐야 슈발. 아니 뭐야 미안해. 퀵 로드가 왜 바탕화면이야? 아니 슈발 뭐지?
You're on a path.
잠깐만.
It's all part of the job. You make a wish.
공주 지금 B 맞춰야 되잖아. 아 지지겠네 그냥.
Don't be a
You walked. I am.
Okay. Oh,
She put.
you can.
Is
Like I'm sorry.
okay. That she had. This.
Of course. I don't remember much.
That's.
Did they tell?
Sooner. You walk. They're large.
I'm guessing you don't.
Maybe it's doubtful.
Maybe. Or
If we were someone
될라나?
easy.
I heard the door slam.
There's a.
빨리 물어뜯어. 그렇지. 구해주고.
You cut the blade is sharp. Her lip. She did know. She smiled. How?
Thank you.
No. As the princess of. Wait. Watch me.
경고하고.
Stop that.
Some.
Your body lunges forward. The blade. But stop it. The blade. As your body remains.
그렇지.
She plunged.
그렇지.
Whatever. She apparently can't just end like this. Oh, that's rich coming
건너뛰기
from
있나?
you.
건너뛰기 됐네.
She will forget. But he last. I'd sure.
오도방에 들어가고. 건너뛰기가 있네. 건너뛰기 지금까지 안 하고 뭐 했어?
The interior of the.
지하실에 들어가고요.
The door to the basement. If another version of me
건너뛰고요.
rescue her, what?
뭐라고
Let me
싶어?
guess.
뭐라고
I just wanna make you
싶어?
happy.
뭐라고
I just wanna
싶어?
make-
뭐라고
I just wanna
싶어? 뭐라고
Okay.
싶어? 건너뛰고.
This.
자, 세이브 한번 해! 여기서 좆될 수도 있으니까. 그걸 파괴하고 이러면은 여자 나오냐? 나이스. 일단 세이브해. 세이브의 중요성을 알았으니까.
Ever the even of
여기까지. 자, 여기까지 왔었죠? 스물쌤인가요? 나 스물 생각은 없어!
I am so deeply woven into the threads of this reality that I cannot imagine it without me.
더 나은 세계를 만들 수 있을지도
Perhaps there
모른다.
is a better world but you cannot know until you see it.
모든 걸 파괴할 생각인가요?
Sure in your blind optimism that you would shatter all. A shiver passes through you as unseen fingers, cold as the grave, dance across your skin. They
What?
remember the violence you inflicted on them. And yet, I offer you a path to your
당신은
redemption.
나의 손을 잡아.
Could you take my hand in yours? But you do not follow my path. Hands clasped together, you break yourself, and you break me with you.
유령이다.
You were
이번에
willing to
유령이 나왔네요,
sacrifice
그죠?
everything you thought was you to end me again.
그래야만 해서 세계가 멸망의 위기에 처했었으니까.
And your actions will echo in the tapestry of time. You gave yourself to a higher purpose.
A boundless torrent.
칼날 여왕.
For boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On and on it goes until your bodies are not your bodies.
얘도 아프겠다. 칼날 지금 잡고 있는 거 아니야?
Alive, dead, then alive and dead, all at once. You learned to put yourself away and to follow the flow of reality, and you used it to rise above me. You died
정신 나갈 것
countless
같아.
silly deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. Unjust impossibilities pushed you to become something you would never have been without them.
네가 그래서 데려가지 않았다면 우리 서로 죽였을 거야. 우리 잘못 운명했어. 네가 그래서 데려가지 않았다면 우리 서로를 죽였을 거야. 우리 자멸한 운명이었어.
Were we self-destructive, or did the beauty of our dance reach beyond the shadow of death? It was lethality that made
What?
us what we were.
아까 걔네다.
Masses mold you. There is no beginning to them, nor is there an end.
많아진 거. 인격 많았을 때,
There is
그죠?
only the flood of bodies. At every moment you hold every possible sensation at once, and then you hold them all again. And in the end, you returned it to me. For a brief moment, you were everything. A chaos that needed ordering, but without
혼돈이
chaos,
없이는
there
질
is
수가
no
없다.
reason.
그때는 이해하지 못했지만 이젠 이해할 것 같아.
You saw with a single pair of eyes what you needed dozens to comprehend. And now here we are, each with millions of eyes, and
수백만
all
개.
of them opening to what we are. A web of nerves.
심장
made upon a web
이거네.
of nerves, made upon a web of nerves. The shade of a beautiful beginning we can never return to. You knew me, and I knew you, even more than either of us know each other now. And you chose to pull apart that weave. And when the tapestry was undone, you struck at my heart. You saw me as a part of you to be excised.
파괴하고
But
나서
in
또
the desire
완전할까요?
for excision, you made yourself whole. Will you
나는 파괴하고 싶지 않아. 그저 옳은 일을 하고 싶은 거야.
Do not neglect yourself in your quest to serve others. All things are connected through me and through you.
아우 이 새끼 말 뒤지게 어렵게 해, 그죠? 당신과 그녀의 갈대에 가라앉자 공주가 온화지 표정으로 미소를 짓는다.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists.
아이고. 모든 것은 다른 것과의 관계 속에서만 존재한다.
There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
모든 것에 위에 서 있다 보면 자신의 생각만이 옳다고 착각하기 쉬워져. 인정합니다. 눈 멀고 귀 멀게 된다고 이놈아.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
우리가 여길 떠나면 어떻게 될 거라고 생각해?
This universe dies and a new one is born. And that one dies and a new one is born.
나와 같이
And you and I get to witness it all,
모두를 지켜보.
weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
세이브 한번 하겠습니다. 어떻게 떠나지?
Nothing brings me greater
일단 떠나는 엔딩인가봐 이거는.
The final peace lies with you.
자신을 해방시킨다. 해방. 뭐지? 당신은 당신의 내면으로 떨어진다. 고대 생명체의 몸이 동면에서 깨어나고 당신은 한때 느끼지 못했던 팔다리의 감각을 느낀다. 그녀를 제외한 이곳의 모든 것이 당신. 당신은 우주적인 규모의 날개를 느낀다. 그러나 유한한 땅에 묶여 뒤틀리고 구겨져 있다. 당신은 세 장이 좁혀오는 것을 느낀다. 당신의 무한한 몸을 유한하게 만들려 하고 있다. 당신은 저항한다. 그러나 밀어낼 수 없다.
I love you.
What? 공주 손을 잡는다. 일순간 밀리지 않던 장벽이 한꺼번에 부서진다. 당신은 자유롭다. 그녀도 함께한다.
It's magnificent.
이 절대적인 현실을 표현할 단어도 생각도 존재하지 않는다.
Everything. Just like it always
지금까지
has
여태까지
been.
그래왔고
And just like it
앞으로도
always
계속
will be.
무한을 향해 발을 내딛는다. 수천 번의 밤과 수천 번의 낮을 향해 걸어간다. 그 밤과 낮은 수천 번의 밤과 낮을 품고 있다. 당신은 존재한다. 그리고 이해한다. 지금까지 그래왔고 앞으로도 계속. 당신의 본질은 갈등을 품고 있지만 둘은 결국 떨어지지 않을 것이다. 두려움을 모른 채 살아갈 것이다. 당신과 공주는 마침내 집에 도착했다. 잠깐만요. 공주 죽여야겠어. 인정하시죠? 한번 죽여보자. 여기 엔딩이야? 뭐 스크린샷이야. 잠깐만요. 결말도 여러 개야 심지어. 자, 결말 2 보겠습니다. 공주 죽여!
Well, then try to destroy me if you can. But I will not yield easily to your delusion.
망상? 빵상?
Without a face or alone.
너는 어떤 영웅이지? 그러게 얘 영웅이는 또 임영웅이는 우리와 함께 했잖아.
All of them?
역시
I
이명웅.
assume in the same way that you're all of you.
다른 모두들은 어디
They're
갔어?
still where you left them, stuck in the folds of this place. Part of me is with them, just like part of me is with
대영웅.
you right now. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
오케이.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she?
빨리 끝내버리자고.
Let's make this quick.
나 혼자서 할 수 있는데?
You can't, and lucky for you, I'm not going to let you try.
아 같이. 뭐야?
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that.
다시
isn't
왔는데요?
it? Do you need me to describe
아니
things?
그냥 조용히 하고 있어봐. 한번 해봐. 한번 해설해봐.
Yeah. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a
이 새끼
cabin.
해설 개 못하네.
There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows. You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really mentioned the windows, did he? There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know I've already mentioned it, but if we...
단 거 안 가져가면 어떻게 되는데? 안 가져갈래.
No blade it is. Have you given up on slaying her?
뭐야, 안 가져가면 어떻게 돼? 난 그냥 반항심에 안 가져갔는데.
Stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
We both know why you're here.
어?
You don't have to draw it out for my sake.
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are, hands empty. And here I thought you wanted to kill me. Are you
아니,
getting cold feet? Are you
목
trying
졸라
to give me a
죽이려고.
fighting chance? Maybe there's still room for us to chat before the final curtain call. What do you say?
내 손으로 끊어주게. 난 신이 되고 싶지 않아.
Honestly, me neither.
넌 바깥에 저거가 같은 존재야?
No. I feel like I'm myself again.
내가 죽이려 했던 건 저 바깥의 존재뿐이야.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm glad you don't want to kill me anymore. So, what's your plan?
우리가 떠나자!
Do you know where this cabin is? Because I don't. I don't even know what's supposed to be outside other than us. What would even happen if we leave? What would that even mean?
What? 그냥 떠나자고 이 새끼야. 그냥 손을 잡아 덥석.
Okay then. Let's leave.
말은 필요 없어. 몸으로 행동해.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
혼자 남아도 괜찮겠어?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be alone for too long anyways. The others are still around here somewhere.
그래.
I'll
영웅아,
find them.
고마웠다. 임영웅 콘서트 갈게. 손을 맞잡은 채로 당신과 공주는 마지막으로 지하실 떠난다. 계단을 올라가자 평소엔 폭력과 위협과 목소리들로 가득했던 공간에 편안한 정적이 흐른다. 하지만 그 정적에는 무언가 힘이 담겨있다. 미지에 대한 기대감이다. 계단의 끝에서 공주가 멈춰선다. 시선은 오두막 문을 향해 고정되어 있다. 그녀의 손이 떨리는 것이 느껴진다. 공주의 짧고 긴 삶들의 여정 속에서 그녀는 처음으로 자신을 확신하지 못한다. 그녀는 더 이상 맡아야 할 역할이 없다. 그럼에도 그녀는 여전히 공주이다. 이내 그녀는 문을 향해 나아간다. 들뜬 듯이 당신의 손을 끌어당긴다.
This is it. I have no idea what it's going to be like.
이제 우리의 모험의 시작이야.
Not that I'm scared or anything. It's exciting, really. Anything could happen. And if it's bad, then it won't be bad. Not with you.
I love you.
I love you too.
그래. 그럼 됐다.
But I'm trying not to be sappy about it. Don't make me get all emotional.
가보자고. 네, 엔딩이었고요. 예. 네. 그러면 죽여야겠죠? 덮어쓰기 했네. 잠깐만요. 존나 에바야. 블로그랑 세이브랑 때려봐. 금방 가거든요? 오케이. 죽인다.
Violence has always been our language, hasn't it?
또 봐야 돼? 아쉬워.
Your stoicism.
No Nothing is immutable. Open your eyes and
자. 오케이. 공주를 죽인다.
even now you think you can do.
You don't have to face
오케이, 영웅이 나오죠. 영웅아!
Apparently that's not true. You'll never be able. There's still a.
싫어.
Too bad.
영웅아 고마워! 당근 가져가죠.
That's probably for the best. It's all.
가자. 당근 가자고.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here?
막타 치러 가자.
Last time we heard her voice.
We both know why you're here.
It sounded just. And down we go. We shouldn't keep.
아이시대로 했지만.
And there you are, knife in hand.
아이시대로.
You're going to do it then, aren't you? You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
뭐 대화? 그딴 건 없어. 라고 하기엔 너무 되었기 때문에 일단 죽여.
So this is it then.
So
죽여!
that's how it is. Whatever world you want to build without me, I hope it works out. Despite our differences, I've always loved you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
아니 너가 그따구로 말해버리면 내가 쓰레기가 되잖아. 눈을 깜빡이자 공주는 사라진다. 남은 것은 당신의 심장 한구석에 자리 잡은 조그맣고 슬픈 약간의 무게뿐이다. 당신과 공주가 탄생하던 순간 둘은 서로의 조각을 서로의 일부분으로서 간직했다. 당신이 그녀를 완전히 파괴함으로써 당신은 자신의 일부 또한 파괴했다. 그러나 세계는 멸망하지 않았다. 계속된다.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
맞아, 돌아오지 않아.
Is that a metaphor or are you being literal? It doesn't matter. We don't need to linger down here anymore. Let's get going.
그래, 나가자. 지하실 뒤라고 떠난다. 그리고 계단을 오른다. 그리고 오두막을 나선다.
It's quiet here.
바깥의 숲과 길은 텅 빈 캔버스가 되어 있다. 하지만 무언가가 더 있다. 당신의 고난이 맺은 열매, 죽음으로부터 해방된 세계이다. 공주가 죽음이었으니까 자신을 해방하기. 고대의 생명체인 당신의 육체가 긴 동면에서 깨어난다. 한때는 존재하는지도 몰랐던 팔과 다리가 느껴진다. 당신 우주적인 규모의 날개를 느낀다. 그러나 유한한 공간 속에 구겨지고 뒤틀려 고통스럽게 묶여있다. 아까 왔던 거네. 당신 세상에 좁혀오는 것을 느낀다. 당신 저항한다. 그러나 밀어낼 수 없다.
He's gone. She's gone. No one is left to trap
이제 나
us here
보여주지도
but
않는구나.
us.
심장을 열고 당신의 새로운 왕국을 목도한다. 일순간 밀리지 않던 장벽이 한꺼번에 부서진다. 뭐야? 태양 던지기? 산산이 부서진다. 당신은 자유롭다. 당신의 앞에는 무한한 절대적 현실의 지대가 펼쳐져 있다. 당신의 손을 수없이 피로 물들인 고난의 순환 끝에 당신의 의지로 만들어낸 새로운 절대적 현실이다. 그러나 새로운 세계에는 더 이상 피를 흘릴 일이 없을 것이다.
It's finally over, isn't it? But all of us are still here.
I knew we'd
뭐야?
finally see it through. All it takes to be a winner is grit and determination.
We really did win. We're the house now. We get to make the rules. This is
사냥감.
no more hunting, no more running. Just us.
Absolute reality.
의심.
Who would have thought
다
there was
나왔던
really
애인가?
a world outside of us? And who would have thought we'd actually wind up siding with him?
The whispering and the coercion.
이게 해설자가 원하는 세상인 것 같은데?
Horrible about being alive.
공주를 죽였잖아 결국.
That wasn't very hard at all. Speak for yourself.
Well, boys, how does it feel? We're not just on top of the pecking order, we are the pecking order now.
I hope this was all worth it.
Because I'm
홀린자 혼자
personally
슬퍼하네.
inconsolable.
Lucky for us, you have forever to get over it.
Time mends a lot of things. You'll get better.
Here, here.
It's good to be back. Now we just have to figure out what to do with ourselves. Forever. No problem.
여긴 죽음이 없는 세상.
We can do that.
그러면 여기서 잠깐 대화 좀 해볼까요? 앞에 앉는다. 아이고. 대화 뭐 했던 거 같은데.
Honestly, me neither.
아까 했던 거 아니야?
Well, I don't want to be at the end of that knife, so what if we tried doing this forever? So, make me put it all back. Make me send us back to the beginning.
Can she really do that?
뭐야? 공주의 계획에 동의한다. 되돌린다고?
Okay. If this is your choice, then I have your back. She takes the blade.
사랑해. 아이 시대로. 뭐야 이거?
You're on a
초기화한 거야 이 새끼야? 미쳤어! 아까 초기화 한다 했잖아. 초기화 하려면은 내가 죽어야 되는 거거든. 내가 죽으면 초기화 되잖아. 저게 엔딩이에요? 저대로 쭉 가면? 저대로 쭉 가면 엔딩이야?
Well, I don't.
한번 다시 쭉 가보자. 그냥 저대로 그냥 되는 거야? 그냥 계속 되는 거야 처음으로? 그런 거 같은데?
You brought that knife down here for a reason.
널 잊고
Either
싶지
you use it to
않아.
kill me. That's sweet. But unless you do, the whole world ends, right? I don't
그냥
think that's
뭐라도
something we'll
해봐.
ever get to know. But odds are who cares? And if you're hesitating, then you must still like me too.
말이 많아.
Neither
결국
do I.
나중에
But we won't be
탐색지가
alone fixing
줄어들지
those on
않을까요?
you, not me. Well, if we change our minds, we change our mind. Yeah, I think it's too late for that.
아 이렇게 되네.
Maybe next time.
여튼 네. 자 여기서 아무것도 정하지 않는 거야. 공주 죽인다 말고 같이 하자 말고 공주 죽인다 말고 난 널 죽이지도 않지만 풀어줄 수도 없어. 안철수 엔딩. 안철수처럼 이것도 아니고 저것도 아니게 널 죽이지도 않고 풀어줄 수도 없다. 안철수 바로 올라.
There is no something else. This, what we are, is.
죽일 수도 있고 안 죽일 수도 있습니다.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
아 뭐야? 너가 왜 나와 여기서?
She's too many. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all.
It's time to
She's relent. I'm gonna take.
너가 왜 너가 왜 나오냐고? 열어봐. 얘가 나오면 안 되는데. 너가 왜 나오냐? 얘로 이 밑에는 다 얘로 되나?
what I offer you.
Whatever you're trying to do.
아 영웅아! 그만 나와. 볼 수 있는 거 다 본 건가 지금? 볼 수 있는 거 다 본 거 같은데 진짜?
Nothing brings me greater joy.
다 본 듯? 이것도 뭐 봤던 거고. 다 본 듯? 아예 처음부터 이상한 선택을 해야 보는 이벤트 엔딩이라고요? 그러면 굵직굵직한 엔딩 생엔 다 봤네? 엔딩을 봐도 이해를 못하겠네. 처음부터 냅다 죽인 해피엔딩? 메인 메뉴 한번 가볼까?
You're on a path.
냅다 죽여버려 그냥. 나 근데 처음부터 냅다 죽이지 않았나?
Don't mention it.
애초에 처음부터? 맨 처음에 했던 게 냅다 죽인 것 같았는데.
Is your... The door to the base. Good. You're still listening to reason. You lun. It's over. We should make sure.
그래서 맥박 안 재면?
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your.
여기서
open the cabin door.
Only.
This isn't.
영원한 세상에 갇히는 거구나.
Really?
아, 맨 처음에 봤던 게 첫 번째 엔딩이네. 자, 나무위키 한번 볼까요, 여러분들? 맨 처음에 봤었네. 그럼 나 엔딩 하나 나왔네. 아예 맨 처음에 봤었던 거니까. 아, 근데 이게 이해가 잘 안 되네요. 나무 위키. 처녀는 뭐야? 아, 사랑. 등장인물. 노래 들으면서 볼까요? 본자의 주인공. 나는 해설자가 세계에서 죽음을 없애기 위해 만든 영속성의 신 긴 정막이다. 목소리들. 공주. 인간이 괴생물처럼 변신하기 좋아한다. 엔티티, 그러니까 그 손이죠, 손. 변화는 언덕을 실천하는 성공하며 그녀의 정체는 순환 그 자체. 죽음이 있기에 생명의 순환 이런 게 있는 게 아니야? 영웅과 본래는 하나의 존재였으나 죽음으로 인한 고통과 멸망을 두려워했던 해설자가 정막 그 자체인 영웅을 만들어 순환의 개념을 분리해낸 것이 엔티티. 그리고 그 순환의 일부 과정을 표현한 것이 공주였다. 해설자는 그녀를 죽음 그 자체로 여겨왔지만 본래 정막과 한몸이었던 엔티티, 그러니까 나와 한몸이었던 엔티티는 이 세상의 소멸과 탄생을 선사해왔기 때문에 공주는 엔티티가 내포하고 있는 개념 중 일부에 불과하다고 한다. 그러니까 결국 그 손 많은 애 있잖아. 걔 속에 공주는 그냥 걔 요소 중 하나일 뿐이야. 죽음과 생명의 탄생이 합쳐져야 순환이 되는데 그걸 떼놓은 거지. 맞다? 그러니까 해설자 새끼가 트롤이네. 결국 해설자 새끼가 트롤 해가지고 죽음 무서워, 죽음 없애줘 해가지고 생명의 순환, 생명이 태어나고 죽는 이 순환계를 떼서 죽음을 공주로 만들어버리고, 그래서 공주를 죽이란 거잖아. 나한테 죽음 싫어, 죽음을 공주로 만들어 놓고 나라는 정막을 만들어서 나한테 공주를 죽여줘 라고 한 거잖아. 근데 원래 엔티티, 그러니까 그 손 미코로빈이 죽음과 하나였다 했잖아. 해설자가 일부러 떼놨는데 내가 여러 죽음의 모습을 하나씩 갖다 받쳤잖아. 그러니까 다시 받침으로 인해서 결국 하나가 된 거지. 다시 순환을 하게 되는 거죠. 내가 갖다 받쳤잖아. 뗐다며. 엔티티한테서 공주를 빼냈다며, 죽음을. 근데 내가 계속 갖다 받쳤잖아. 그래서 결국 합쳐져서 생명의 순환이 다시 이루어졌다. 결국 해설자가 의도하는 대로 세상이 변하지 않았다. 이렇게 됐겠죠. 내가 만약에 거기서 공주를 죽였다. 아까 죽인 엔딩은 결국 죽음을 없애버림으로써 해설자가 원하는 죽음이 없는 세상이 만들어진 거고. 근데 이걸 왜 이렇게 어렵게 만들어? 얘기하다가 그냥 해설자 새끼가 트롤러라니까? 그지. 결국 해설자 그냥 일종의 신인데 죽음이 그러니까 죽음이 싫은 거지. 그러니까 약간 뭐라 해야 되지? 죽음을 두려워해서 엔티티로부터 죽음을 떼어놔서 죽음 이퀄 공주로 만들고 주인공을 시켜서 죽이게 함. 즉 죽음을 없앰으로써 죽음이 없는 세상을 만드는 거지. 엔티티 생명의 순환인데 죽음이 떼어져서 떼어져서 불완전한 상태. 근데 내가 죽음을 계속 가져다 줘서 결국 완전해진다. 여기 맞는 거 같네요. 근데 면도날 루트 이거 뭐지? 칼날. 아 이거 칼날 여왕. 그리고 악몽. 악몽 했나 내가? 이게 뭐지? 내가 이거 안 봤나봐. 나 악몽은 못 본 것 같은데? 아닌가? 악몽은 못 본 것 같은데. 망령 받고 호적수. 그러니까 둘이 그니까 턱 부러뜨리고 쓰러져 둘 다 죽는다. 이게 맞나? 호적수도 못 본 것 같은데? 이거 악몽 봤다고요? 응? 이거 못 봤는데? 호적수 봤다고요? 이것도 못 봤는데? 타워. 둘 다 못 본 것 같지 왜? 아 분노. 분노, 죄수, 짐승. 왜 나 안 보고 갔냐? 처녀는 봤을걸? 아닌가? 처녀는 본 것 같아. 유령도 봤죠. 결말 5 받고, 결말 1 받고, 2 받고, 3 받고. 분열에서 다 나왔다고? 그런가? 원수. 존나 어렵네. 내가 안 봤던 게 악몽 안 본 것 같은데. 테만 들어 호러 요소인데 이거 호러 요소. 지하실에 진입했다가 공주를 방치하고 그대로 되돌아 나올 경우 뭐지? 해설자는 이대로 공주를 봉인하기는 도움이 안 되지만 죽으라고 종용하고. 이거는 뭐지? 인형 같은 가면을 쓴 검은 악령으로 변한 공주가 모습을 드러낸다. 이거 못 본 것 같은데? 심장이 얼어붙기 시작까지 갔는데 악몽이 뭐지? 그러니까 지하실에 진입했다가 공주를 방치하고 그대로 되돌아 나올 경우. 뭐지? 공주를 방치하고 그대로 나온다고? 기다려봐요. 공주를 방치하고 그대로 나온다고? 이거 어떻게 가능한 거지? 방치하고 그대로 나오는 게 돼? 그게 된다고? 일단 뭐 들어가는 건 금방 하니까.
You make your way.
들어갔다가 그대로 나오는 게 단거 없이 갈게요. 그대로 나오는 게 된다고?
The door to the basement.
일단 내려갔다가 아니 어떻게 나가? 나갈 수가 없잖아. 문 막히지 않아? 중간에?
Okay.
You try the door.
잠기잖아 여기서.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You make your way.
아니 이게 막혔나봐 엔딩이. 칼이 내려오잖아. 환상 펼쳐졌다고요? 뭐지? 뭐지?
Stop that. The blade. Move.
이게 안 되는데? 이거는 사랑이잖아. 중간에 나오기가 안 된다니까? 지하실에 진입했다가 공주를 방치하고 그대로 되돌아 나올 경우 진행. 이게 돼? 그대로 되돌아 나올 수가 없어. 편집 중의 목소리가 여기서 나타난다고요? 어? 이게 편집 목소리 내가 봤다고? 아니 근데 이게 되돌아 나오는 게 안 되는데 이게 뭔가 이상하게 돼 있는데? 오두막으로 나온 영웅은 해설자의 설명을 듣다가 팔을 스스로 물어뜯고 족쇄에서 빠져나온 공주를 마주하게 된다. 이게 그런 적이 없단 말이야 내 기억에. 뭐지? 꿈같은 영상 나오고 다시 지하로 갔다고요? 아 진짜 모르겠네. 중간에 들어갔다가 지하 뭐 한다는 거지? 진짜 모르겠네요. 다시 못 나온다는 게 조금 그건데. 다시 나오기가 힘들어.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you? How about you
나갈
drop?
수가 있어?
Don't you? The blade tumbles against your better judgment. You step forward to speak with the princess face to face.
근데 루트가 두 개인데 내가 이 루트가 할 수가 없어. 내가 막힌 것 같아. 처음에 오두막에 들어갔다가 나오기가 없어. 아무 루트 없죠. 뭐 이상해. 뭔가 이상해. 약간 데모 버전이나 옛날 버전이나 좀 그런 것 같긴 해. 맞아. 유령도 확실히 맞지. 근데 너무 머리가 너무 아프다. 어우 씨 깜짝 놀랐네. 어우 나네. 아니 맨날 그냥 변기에 앉아서 똥 싸고 그런 게임만 하다가 이거 하니까 머리 터질 것 같네. 뭔지 알죠? 그냥 1층에서 3층까지 짐을 옮겨 이런 게임 하다가